That was quick. Really?
Hold on. Play it.
What?
I was about to say, that's what we doing.
Okay. All right, how y'all doing, man? We back. We doing the live from this page right now because you know they hit my sis with the whoopie bam, so we overheard now. And let me go ahead and fix this back up how it was. Oh, that's the wrong thing. See, man, I told you.
What did you put me up there like that?
Oh no. I'm finna do it like this. Booyah!
Okay.
Oh me.
I'm the co-host today, you guys, because they didn't hit my joint with a strike. I
She is
have
not
been
the co-host. She just up here. It's the same thing. We just on my channel.
no, it's not, because I'm real live the co-host because I can't control nothing. I have to be in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, Debo, yeah.
So who's Debo? Me? That's her. It's because the I, isn't it?
No,
That's what we do.
Debo was a G. Debo was a G. Everybody loved Debo.
No,
My
ain't
mom
nobody
loved
love Debo.
Debo
They
too,
fucked
cause
Debo big ass up. Debo ain't know how to act.
man, they said Debo was cooler than a fan, man. It was like that dude was a teddy bear. If you got to know him though, but
Oh,
you
you mean
know,
in real life?
yeah. Long live Debo, man. Long live Debo. For
True,
real. I mean, after
true,
he got beat up, Debo got humble.
true, true,
So me,
true,
he was your best friend. He just beat him up a couple times. Debo will ride for you. On
true,
me.
true, true.
You know, he was a bully, typical bully. You got to beat him up a
Didn't he
couple
have
times.
doo-doo stain in his drawers?
He did too. And then they touched it with the straw and put it back in the cup. And
Ew!
he took that drink. He woke up and took a drink like, and laid back down. I was like, hell no. Oh, boo boo mouth.
That's
he
so nasty.
woke up with a hot mouth.
Uh,
Pastor David is in the building.
hey, Pastor. Hey, Pastor.
Mm-mm-mm. On that,
Oh, that is
free
so.
diggy, man. Oh, free diggy pastor down there. At the free diggy
Yeah,
pastor down there.
Pastor be he be lunching.
I know. I be seeing you, bro. You be everywhere, man. You be getting it in, bro. Just don't get too disrespectful. I mean, you good, bro. You know, the code words,
What
and the
color?
right ones, and the right people. Is all I'm saying. The wrong person might get you blocked, but you good right now. Oh, me, I thank you for coming through.
All day,
So
all day. Thank you so much.
we finna check out this conspiracy video,
Yes.
and we finna chop it up about all of the conspiracies.
On that said video. YouTube
Facts.
messing with you too, cause the pastor in here, I'm in here, and it's saying ain't nobody in this mug.
And
But
my
we in
other
here.
account in here too. So, I'm just saying I got two accounts in there. So it should be two over here and what everybody else is doing.
They're like,
For
oh, I'm
real.
just. He got. As soon as you said I'm just, they're like, we gonna mess with his views. He got the
You know how they
conspiracy
do.
queen in there. Got the conspiracy queen in there. We're trying to get rid of the block of her channel. So they're trying to get rid of me, get rid of the just. Okay.
Right, they was
Oh, and
trying.
an announcement about next Friday. I go in for my surgery next Friday morning. So there's not going most likely it's not going to be a show on Friday unless me and you unless we pre-record something and then play it for Friday.
That's probably what we might do.
Yeah,
I mean,
most
if you down
likely.
to do it, I ain't tripping. know what I'm saying? One of
So
these,
most likely
what,
we'll
like Thursday or
pre-record
Wednesday or
something,
something.
or we could just do the live Thursday night instead of Friday. But
It also got to
Friday
be
night.
moving this week too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on, cause you
End of
move
this month.
Thursday, so we will have to pre-record something Tuesday, which isn't bad because Tuesdays is like my free day.
Right, right.
Oh,
What's
Pastor
up,
said
my
we need
sis?
to do a real podcast. He love our energy on some real shit. I thought
Oh
that's what we
man,
was doing, brother.
man, you hear me? You hear me?
We come up here every Friday night for practice. We
You hear
be
me? You hear me? For real. You hear me? We over at luncheon. We've been over at luncheon for a
this be
long. We've been
practice.
lunching for a long time.
We've been
Hey, what?
practicing for a break.
Show me where I go when we turn into a podcast and start getting money out. Because I do it right now. Right now.
But you know, I keep telling you, no dying during the live, brother.
Hold on, what I said, this is the grease monkey. I'm on that grease monkey right now. No racism, but I am
Like
on that grease
he
monkey.
said, this is the bootleg. Oh my god,
Oh
how he
man,
doing all this?
oh,
How
I
he
like that
doing
one,
all this
Pass. I
stuff?
like that one. You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah,
I
no, what
like
you
that
say?
one, Pass.
I ain't messing with you. Leave me alone. Calls Mr. Bootleg.
And then he said, no disrespect. I love when people do that. They be like, man, you know, so your best thing. No
I'm
disrespect,
about to
though. No disrespect.
disrespect you. I'm about to disrespect you, but no disrespect though. I'm about to disrespect you respectfully. I'm about to respectfully disrespect you. I do that all
Right.
the time. I ain't gonna.
No disrespect, but your breath smell like sriracha.
Respectfully. Like, nigga, you stink. Respectfully.
Oh man, that's messed up.
Like what I just
That's
said.
messed up.
The fuck off my phone, respectfully.
Man, respectfully, please. Damn.
The reason why we could reach thousands of people, Pastor, but we're not in the industry's pocket. You have to have a sponsor to really be able to put out there. Someone has to co-sign you, and I don't really want to get co-signed because then they'll tell me, or I'll be told what topics I can and cannot talk about, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Facts. And the only other way to really get money like that, money on YouTube like that, is to be doing the beef thing. Because what we
Yeah,
do, people ain't coming through like that. It just, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got our times, we got our moments, but it's like you can get people's attention for a minute, but you got to keep their attention. Not saying that you can't do it, but with the attention span you got right now, man, if it ain't cracking in the next 10 minutes, and somebody else just went live and they cussing out everybody, where you think they're gonna go?
exactly. Like
You know
people
what
are
I
gonna want
mean?
to see the beef. People don't really want to see
Yes.
someone giving out real
Nah.
information, and I
They be like,
don't
I
got
come back
time
to
for
that.
that. Hey, foot soldier in the building.
Put in
You
the
wanna drop the
building.
link?
Oh yeah. I got you. It is. See?
You want to drop, brother?
Damn. I got you.
What? What do you mean?
See, I
Oh
pressed
yeah,
the wrong
you be
thing
struggling.
again. I told you.
I can't share link.
I know it's the daytime, man. I'm not used to
Hold
it.
on. I might. Matter of fact, I
I
might
would
be
have
able
to
to
probably put you
share.
in through my account.
Hold on. I can't even. Why can't even? I can't even comment. I can't even comment in the chat. Why?
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't. I don't
I know
understand
you
that.
ain't black.
You.
I
I
know
know
you
I'm
ain't.
not
You got a
blocked.
wrench. Ain't
I
no
don't
man
know
hit her.
why.
So
I don't know. I'm not. I'm not. I'm going through some things right now. I'm struggling. That's probably YouTube doing this to me. Like, oh, you want to be on panels, do you, wench?
oh man, we gonna get your
Hold
ass.
on, hold on. Stop. I could do it. I could do it. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. I
I
just have
just
to
did it.
take it from out the. Oh, you did?
Yeah, but you can
Okay.
copy and paste it and put it back out there if you want to.
I was going to do it from my cellular device. Okay. That's hilarious. YouTube really on that BS though. They trying it.
They got a link for it. You can go ahead and swing up if you want to. You know, it's open panel.
Alright, so my
Let's do a
cheeks
reaction
hurt.
to this
I
video.
keep saying I'm gonna buy a new chair and I be forgetting
She early with it.
early because I was sitting on the
Early.
chair before we started. Usually I'm sitting on the bed or somewhere else.
Early with it. You're
Alright,
early with it.
don't come for me.
You're
Leave me be. I ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with you.
facts. Facts.
Oh my gosh.
Facts.
Alright. I ain't messing with him, y'all. I am not. I refuse. And
Hashtag
the
not
subject,
today.
okay, we are going to dang, I'm about to say respawn. Oh man.
Hashtag not today. Hey,
Today.
Best B in the
Hey,
builder.
Bess. Alright, we are going to react to this video called Conspiracy Theory of Everything. And
Fact or
it's
fiction?
from Spirit Science is the channel. And they pretty much made a video about all the conspiracy theories.
All of them. You're
Not a little bit. Or a lot of it.
oh me.
A lot of it. Not a little bit. Not a little bit. But a lot
A
of
lot
it.
of bit. A lot of it. A lot of bit
A
of
lot.
chocolate.
A lot of
A
it.
box of chocolates. A lot of it.
A chocolate.
A chocolate. I swear, man, look. And this is not to bash Asians. We love Asians. Like I said on my live the other night. But this is Asian place out here. They even wrote messed up. They was like, what they say? We close 6 day. And I swear that's the way it was wrote on the
Oh,
thing.
you
We
know what they
close
was
six
talking
day.
about. We close 6 day. 6 day.
6 day we close. I was like, damn.
We not here. 6 day.
We know here 6 day.
Not over there. We not here.
We're not here on 6 day. We around, but we're not here.
If you don't
Okay, you
leave my people alone.
That's why they made that deal. Like, oh, I forgot the bill is helping half of your peoples out though. I'm just saying.
You coming for my
Shit,
people.
I'm just Asian. I'm just saying. I'm just Asian. It's okay. If I was Asian, I would love my Asian heritage.
They
Oh,
alright.
me. I had some Bruce Lee films cracking and everything.
Yeah, not even all that. Where my fat ass going? What about the karate chop? I ain't about to jump and kick nothing.
Look, you
I'm
got the
watching them.
perfect size. If you knew karate, you'd be like a Miss Jones. Who was that?
I would be like the fucking Kung Fu Panda, sir.
Man, the Kung Fu Panda was serious. What do you mean? The
Yeah,
Kung
when
Fu
he
Panda was
actually
putting in
learned.
work. Uh-oh.
My
No,
niece up
Kung
in
Fu
there.
Panda put in work, man. I don't know what you talking about.
You coming for the? Nah, that's what I'll be. The Kung Fu Panda, the chunky, Miss Chunky. I am fabulously fluffy. I don't care what nobody say. I am fabulously fluffy. Alright. Alright, guys. So let's go ahead and get on to this video, the conspiracy theory video. And they said that it was banned on YouTube and it could be happening again. Who knows? Alright. And this is from Spirit Science. Let me see. See, it's called Conspiracy Theory of Everything Full Movie, and the page is called Spirit Science. I really love this page. I really do. So, without further ado, why is it still doing this? I don't like the fact. Hold on, let me fix it. Let me fix it a little bit. There. All right.
This video
A
has
little light.
previously been banned on YouTube.
Can you hear it?
It could happen again.
Watch the complete uncensored edition
It's kind
Why?
of
using
low.
the links in the description. Enjoy.
Why is hold on? I'm pausing it because see the problem that I am currently having is my okay, hold on. Are they even plugged in? Am I lunching? Did I plug my earphones in the wrong spot? I did. Brother, I have my earphones plugged into the place that I'm supposed to charge the phone in. I had my earphones I had my earphones
Are
plugged
you
into the charger.
serious?
The whole time my earphones was plugged into the charger port, bro.
Wow.
I was trying to figure
Shit,
out
I'm
why I
probably
couldn't hear you in my ear part. Hold on, let me
shit. I'm probably finna take mine
hold on.
off
Give me a second.
take my headphones out. Okay.
Alright. I'm trying to find the headphone plug. Hold on, was it? Did I have it in the right spot? Oh shit. Excuse my language. I don't. Where's the daggone headphone plate? And the crazy thing is I had them plugged in last time we was live. So why are they not working? Oh, that's because brother. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what was doing. No, I'm not drinking. I promise. Why people keep asking me that? I have a natural high. I real life have a natural high. I don't need alcohol or drugs. But let me tell you what happened. All right, this is the
I'm
plug
high though.
to this the plug to my headphones, right? This is the plug to my charger to charge my laptop. Why I had the laptop charger plugged in, thinking I was plugging in my headphones. Whole time I was charging the daggone laptop, and I had my headphone charger on the daggone floor. I don't need alcohol. Y'all see why I don't do drugs and I don't need alcohol? Cause I'm telling you, I be having my moments. I don't need it. Alright, say something, brother. Let me see if
Facts.
it's good.
Facts.
Alright, bet. Alright.
Yeah, you sound a little weird, but I heard you though.
What's weird? What do you mean? Weird how?
It sound kind of muffled a little bit.
Oh man, don't do this to me, brother. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Hold on, out. Let me see something.
Do you need headphones
Ah,
too?
my
Because you got two
track
devices.
caught in the damn.
Hey, do y'all hear it perfectly clear?
You said what?
I was asking, do they hear you perfectly clear in the chat?
Can y'all hear me in the chat? Let me see. Let me do a sound check on myself. I'm the co-host today, you guys. Cause hold on. Dang on it. See, let me do a sound check on myself. All right, I can hear me. Hold on. Dang on it. See, yeah, I can hear me. I can hear
Yeah.
me.
All right.
All
Well, we
right.
good then. Oh, fuck.
My bad. I muted myself. I done messed up my daggone track.
Uh-oh. It's
Nah,
all
I'm
right.
drinking Gatorade like I was last week when y'all was trying to say
Oh
I was
my
drinking. I
goodness.
can't even drink my Gatorade in no daggone wine bottle feeling sexy no more because y'all be thinking I be drinking wine.
Mm-hmm. I
All
don't
right.
do I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Do people do that to look
I
sexy
be
though?
just, but the
They
wine,
drink
yeah,
what?
it looks
Yeah.
sexy.
Oh, I thought people just be getting drunk. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every time I see somebody with wine, they be feeling it. I mean, that's why you see the
Because
people at
wine
the
gets you
important
drunk.
places. They only get one cup of wine, maybe two. You got the alcohol over there. He done probably drunk 4 or 5 of them. You got those in there, but most of them try not to drink that much because that wine will sneak up on your tail. I
The
promise you.
wine,
That
yeah,
wine will
wine don't, it
catch you.
ain't no game. Wine is
But
not
later
no
on that
game.
night, you'll be mad. Like, why did I drink all that wine? I swear, I just went through it.
All right, so, all right, I'm about to play. I'm about to play. Let me see if I'm gonna play it, but I'm also gonna play it on my phone to see if I can hear it. So, all right.
All right.
Welcome to what may very well be one of the most important videos we've ever made. Now, in order to even begin this video, I must first establish this disclaimer. This video is a set of hypotheses, an exploration of the world, and while many ideas will be explored, what we are sharing here is not meant to be taken as definitive truth. We're not claiming this is entirely made up of facts. Rather, we are attempting to explore a deeper, perhaps darker, area of human consciousness and see the bigger picture of what is really going on. Please have your own experience, do your own research, and don't be afraid to go deeper down the rabbit hole, for the truth is often stranger than fiction. There's no denying that the collective human consciousness is in quite of a pickle today. It is chaotic and overtaking itself and all of nature. Because of the internet, we have nearly real-time access to information, and yet most people are only seeing a particular slice of the story. For example, the algorithms behind what you find when you use Google, Facebook, YouTube, and almost every other social network are designed to show you what you're already looking for, or what the computer code thinks you want to see, based on other people's behavior. Unless you're actively searching for new information, to find something different, or follow someone who is creating content that is going down rabbit holes and sharing what they find, what you get is generally what you're already accustomed to seeing. You only see what you want to see. Further, due to the controversial nature of many ideas, especially those labeled as conspiracy theories, many ideas are not explored by the masses, because when they hear about it, they see that these ideas are ridiculed and they write them off as nonsense or dangerous extremism. Following the herd mentality makes it easier to dismiss exploring new ideas, so people can easily go along with their lives. This is critical because the ability to change one's belief changes your experience of life, and most people are happy just letting things be as they are. A minority of people are compelled to seek higher truth at all cost, and certainly most of us know that sometimes it can be very hard to empathize with those who choose comfort over following their passions. As the saying goes, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, and trying to convince others to think differently only leads to distress on everyone's part. As many ancient texts will suggest, this is not how true wisdom is passed on. This creates a sort of self-created deception and distraction from the bigger picture, which is rarely explored. If you're already familiar with spirit science, we've talked before about how everything is connected. This was even a fundamental part of my own awakening, where I had a transcendent experience that all things were one, unified and stemming from and linking to a singular greater whole. Yet today, and the struggle of human consciousness, is that most people are not seeing it, simply not looking, or not.
I know a dude that look like that turtle on some real shit though.
A real life dude.
Yeah.
He's a real life boy. He's a real
Yeah,
life
I
boy,
know.
Danny.
I know this
That's
dude that look
wrong.
just like that turtle. I'm serious. I know. I'm pretty sure you know somebody that look like that turtle too. Let's go back see if we can
Man,
get
look,
my
I
man's
know a
on it.
YouTuber that look like that
A
turtle.
transcendent
Look, I'm
experience
about
that
to
all
hold
things were
on.
one,
Let's see when he
unified
come up.
and stemming from and linking to a singular
Cause as soon as
greater
that turtle
whole.
came up, I was like, "Yo, that
Yet
don't look
today,
like." I
and
ain't
the
gonna say
struggle
my man's name, but look. I know somebody look just like
of
that
human
nigga. Look.
consciousness,
Oh, mamas, I was about to say Bobby Smurder. Do we be some turtle niggas? We be coming through, we got them shells, nigga. You ain't trying to see me, I'm a gold nigga. Moving hella
Dropping shit.
slow like a.
Like, I ain't getting caught. I keep my shells with me.
Oh, me. He gonna throw that chain on in a minute. He gonna do a little Bobby dance for you. Smurder. We getting that
M-
shmoney.
look, MC won the race.
We say DJ Shelly on the 1 to 2s.
You know, I don't look. I don't lose the race. I come in first. I keep my heads in the crosshair.
Boss.
Knock, knock. Who there?
Oh, no. That's the Ninja Turtles' distant cousin that didn't get famous. Like, man, I ain't getting
Twice,
none of the
twice
shows or
removed.
nothing.
Mm.
He's an
Dang,
inbred. He was made by the lab. He is not a real turtle. They
dang,
made
look at
him.
him.
That's
How he got the
crazy.
Michael Jackson nose though?
I know. He needs some olive oil and everything. So
Mm.
his skin doing bad, boy.
Yeah, I was about to say something about that too, but I don't even try to go there with him and
Oh,
his
dude,
his extreme eczema.
man. Hey, shouts
Child.
out to Bonds in the building. Thanks for coming through, bro. Oh, man, we sitting up here
Oh,
firing
shout
up this
out
turtle for no reason.
and Prophet, cause we was playing. Shout out to Prophet too
Oh, shouts
and
out to Prophet. Yep,
Bron.
yep, yep.
All right, so let's
Mm-hmm.
finish playing. We going on a Ninja Turtle. I ain't messing with that man.
All right. Leave the turtle alone.
Consciousness is that most people are not seeing it, simply not looking, or not even wanting to look. In modern science today, there are many scientists searching for an all-pervading theory of everything, something that unifies quantum mechanics and the theories of relativity. And so today, we respectfully present to you the conspiracy theory of everything. I invite you to watch this with the intention of self-reflection, for as is the nature of consciousness itself, pointing the finger and blaming others only creates more of the same cycle that we've been trapped in. Liberating ourselves from the illusion is the only way to really break free of the shackles that bind us to our lower state of being. Our conspiracy theory of everything begins first with the demiurge. The demiurge is an ancient Greek and Gnostic concept describing a consciousness that is considered to essentially be the creator of the physical universe, but not the supreme creative force behind all things. A good way to explore this idea is through The Matrix, a science fiction story that suggests everything we think we know of as the real world is nothing but an illusion, a false world within which most are imprisoned, unable to effectively identify what is real. As people go about their day-to-day lives, they think that their world is authentic, but that every individual is truly plugged into an artificial reality severed from the real world. While people suffer, there is a tremendous benefit to the ruling overlords, who in the film were a form of AI. As it relates to us, this AI is in essence the demiurge. The demiurge was described as a force, a deity, or a consciousness who was responsible for the creation of the physical world and reality. However, in a way, it had imposed itself over top of the true reality, the supreme oneness that created all things. In this, it was a false god who had assumed authority over the world, masking the living beings, namely us, from the supreme truth, the highest order of creation, and making us believe that what we experienced as real, the physical reality that we are a part of, was the true, authentic reality, even though it wasn't. Depending on the school and belief of different Gnostic sects, the demiurge was either seen as something malevolent, deliberately trying to deceive us, or something that was simply ignorant or misguided of its place in the universe and the rest of creation, which led to us becoming lost in the illusion as a result. Said in simple terms, the demiurge was the force behind the physical universe, but within our consciousness, so long as we perceived that which is physical to be real, we were slaves to the illusion of the false or at least incomplete reality. To that end, these ancient people, at least those who were part of the ancient mystery schools, believed that the physical reality was an illusion. They sought to liberate themselves from the illusion of reality through varying spiritual practices, from meditation to plant medicine ceremonies and everything in between, in order to connect with higher realms of existence and break free of the false world by finding the truth, the supreme oneness within. This is because even the demiurge and the physical universe still stemmed from the supreme oneness, and the light of truth could be found within. Known to the Gnostics as Sophia, meaning wisdom in Greek, it was the act of awakening this divine spark within us that would return us to the higher realms, which became the ultimate goal of many Gnostic schools. This is where we find the roots of enlightenment and light concepts from around the world, which teach that within this world of suffering, we can release ourselves from the illusion through various forms of mastery and self-discipline, both physical, emotional, and mental. This, of course, takes considerable effort and intention to do so. In essence, transcendent people do what is hard, and that's why their lives are easy. People in suffering do what is easy, and that's why their lives are hard. Fast forward to today, there is a tremendous
That's a good point right there. They said people who do what's easy, their lives are hard. People do what's hard, their lives are easy. Hold on, matter of fact, let me hear that one more time. See what they were saying, what they said, like during transition. Hold on.
physical
Yeah.
reality was an illusion. They sought to liberate themselves from the illusion of reality through varying spiritual practices, from meditation to plant medicine ceremonies and everything in between, in order to connect with higher realms of existence and break free of the false world by finding the truth, the supreme oneness within. This is because even the demiurge and the physical universe still stemmed from the supreme oneness, and the light of truth could be found within. Known to Gnostics as Sophia, meaning wisdom in Greek, it was the act of awakening this divine spark within us that would return us to the higher realms, which became the ultimate goal of many Gnostic schools. This is where we find the roots of enlightenment and light concepts from around the world, which teach that within this world of suffering, we can release ourselves from the illusion through various forms of mastery and self-discipline, both physical, emotional, and mental. This, of course, takes considerable effort and intention to do so. In essence, transcendent people do what is hard, and that's why their lives are easy. People in suffering do what is easy, and that's why their lives are hard. Fast forward to today, there is a tremendous volume of voices from across the internet exploring
He said people in suffering do what is easy, and that's why their lives are hard. That's interesting
That
right
makes
there.
sense. That makes sense. Because I mean, let's put it to you like this: it's a lot of people that would rather stay in messed up neighborhoods just so you can get
Mhm.
cheaper rent, just so you can get, you know what I'm saying, cheaper stuff. You would degrade yourself to get these perks that they give you for coming up and I mean, not actually begging, but you know what I'm saying? Like they set it to where you almost basically begging the state to help you out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times
Mhm.
people can get out of that situation, but they'd rather stay there because it's easier for you to just sit right there and let them throw you bread than for you to get up
Well,
and
some
actually
people
go and get
probably
it.
can't afford to move. You know,
I'm
they
saying some
can't afford
people.
to
I'm
live
not
with
saying
others.
all, but some people be okay. If you've been stacking that bread for a minute, you can't say that you ain't got the money to move. If you only been paying $10 for almost 2 or 3 years, where your money going?
Well, let me ask you a question. If you could stay in a place where you're paying, I don't know about two, $10, $20, because it goes with your income. And unless you're like selling drugs or something, your rent is gonna go up when your income goes up.
Right, but I'm saying some people don't be having no income, right?
So
So
how
they
are they
going off
stacking bread?
because they actually do have jobs. They got side jobs they doing. They braiding hair, they doing this, they doing that. You getting big screen TVs, Jordans and gold chains and everything else. So you telling me throughout 2 or 3 years of you stacking up, getting these brand new cars and stuff, you getting money for your kids and all kind of stuff. You couldn't stack that bread up and go get you something.
But
I'm just saying
that's
it's
not an
some people that can do
income.
it.
Like doing hair, and I mean, you can't. Okay, you can't live and take care of your necessities off of doing hair.
I ain't just saying just you got side
Unless
hustles
you're a
that people
professional
do. It
hair
ain't.
do.
But you got some females that do a whole lot of hair in a day, and if you ain't paying rent like that, and they paying your water, utilities, you just living there basically. You paying like because down here I don't know about nowhere else, but I promise you, I know some people that pay like $10, $15 a month
Hmm.
for their rent, a whole house. Only thing that happens is they come and check it like
That's a
once a
lot.
month, make sure ain't nobody there and stuff like that. Like, and I done
Well,
seen them
y'all
sit
rent
back
is
and have
cheaper down there.
right. I done seen people have big screen TVs, brand new cars. I'm talking about like when you see them out in public, you like, man,
Hmm.
you got all kind of bread, but you going back to this place that you've been there because you taking advantage of the system, and you had
So,
enough
I
time.
mean,
You could have got
honestly,
you a
I don't.
gig.
When it comes to like take the system, I don't get mad. I don't care about people taking advantage, cause
It
y'all
depends
like
on how
we.
you doing it. It depends on how
Nah,
you
it
doing it.
don't.
It
We
depends
talk
on how you
about.
doing it.
We talk. We. How can I say it? We get mad at poor people for taking advantage of the system, but we don't say shit about the rich people that do it.
But what I'm
We
saying is
don't say
this:
shit.
it's
We don't say nothing about the bankers that they get millions. We don't say nothing
right.
about people like Trump that get millions. We don't say nothing about nobody that is rich. Millionaires get more from the system than any poor person could ever get.
But they doing more with that money though.
No, they not. Nigga, them
If,
motherfuckers are
if, if
buying
they didn't have
yachts
to
and
take
shit.
advantage of the system, I bet they still can survive though.
No, they couldn't.
I think they
No, they
could.
couldn't.
I
No,
think
they.
they
Why do you
could.
think they call it a bailout?
They
It's a
still got
bailout.
money in
If
reserves. They got money in
no,
reserve.
they
They just
don't.
add more money because they rich and they get
That's
halfway
even
down and
worse.
they feel like they
That
all the way gone and they not.
that's
They
even
still can
worse.
make it. They got
That's
backup
even
accounts
worse.
and it is
If they
bad. I'm not
could,
saying it's good. I'm just saying that you can stack that bread. It can happen. There's a lot of people that get
yeah, but at
comfortable
the same
in them
time, we
positions.
should.
Is what
Why
I'm
would we
saying.
ridicule people
And then
who,
it's a bad
which,
neighborhood. Your kids is
like,
in a
we would
bad
want?
neighborhood.
So you want to see your people struggle, but you don't mind seeing a rich person not struggle using the system. That's one thing that. Hey, Alan in the building. That's one
No, I don't
thing
want
that I
nobody to
really
struggle.
I have a
I
problem
want
with a lot of my people because we have this crab in a barrel mentality. You know, we don't mind seeing white people get over and use the system and get ahead. But if we see black people get on welfare or use the system to get ahead, we want to pull them down and say, well, I'm not doing it. You can't either. No. If they can get over and get away with, hold on, that sounds like it stopped right here. If they can get over and get away with it just like the Caucasian can, then good for them. I'm not mad at it. You know, I see that a lot. It's like we don't like seeing people that look like us get ahead or get over. I
but
don't
that's
mind
not what
it.
it is. It's okay. This is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's all put there as a crutch. I'm not saying I
Mhm.
don't want you to get over. I'm not saying that I don't want you to be just like the next person. But there's ways you can get there, despite having to sit right here and be in this government efficient house. That I know I can do better than that. But I just want to sit right here where I'm at. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the ones that need it and they have to do that, and
Mhm.
that's what you need to do to get back on. I'm talking about the ones that's literally sitting back like, girl, I ain't just. And you could go out here and work. You could go do this. You could go do that. Your kids are still going to this jacked up neighborhood, game bangers down the street. You know it, but you don't care because you ain't paying nothing very much money there.
But
So
my
I mean, that's
question
what I
is,
was saying. Like, where I get what
how
he's
does that affect any of us?
and what.
Any of us? Period. How
That
does that
affects our
affect?
kids because then our kids still grow up in these bad environments.
No,
There's
it
that they
don't.
might
We
not make it out.
no, we don't. We
What you
need to
mean?
teach our kids that we don't need to be in a bad environment.
That's what I'm trying to say. But if you keep letting the
Yeah,
government put you in these houses in these bad environments, you're gonna be in them bad environments. If you go
but
ask
why
them
would
for
you?
help, they throw you in the worst
But you
places.
said our kids. That's they kids. I'm saying how, because a lot of the people that complain about that are people that aren't in that situation.
But
So my
everybody's in that
thing,
situation. The kids,
mm,
okay, all these kids meet up and they all kick it, whether you from the suburbs or you from the hood. What did
mhm.
Tupac say? The hate that you give these infants mess everybody, not just black people, not just white people, everybody. That'll be your future robbers if we don't curve that. And that's just keeping it
Nah,
five with you.
I think people just I think people, even our own people, I think they don't feel that black people deserve anything for real. And I don't think that, and it's like, hold on, I'm sorry. I just ordered some food. And I think that people just like to just they find any and everything to pick on black people because or not even just black but poor people in a sense, because it's not just black people that gets welfare. I think that the system and the mentality of many is set up to keep poor people poor and keep rich people rich,
So let
because
me ask you something. You don't
it's
think
no
food stamps and government assistance and stuff ain't put out there to hold you down?
no,
No?
I don't.
You think it's really put there to help you?
No, it's not put there to help you, but it doesn't have to hold you down. The thing about it is if you get food stamps, that's extra money in your pocket.
But
If
see, I
you
get
get
that.
government
I look
assistance,
to be
that's
real with
extra
you.
money in your pocket.
I say nothing about no food stamps because
What
in
do
my
you think
opinion,
the rich
food is
people
high as
do when
hell.
they bail them out? When they get
I'm
bailouts from the government, what do you think they do
right,
with the
right,
money
right,
that they have? It's in their pocket. They
right,
keep it. They go out
right.
and they buy yachts and planes and shit. Things
Oh,
that
bad
poor
and
people would
bougie in the
never be able
building.
to do. So if a poor
Yep.
oh hey bad and
But
bougie, so if a poor person want to go out and buy a big screen TV or buy some J's, yeah, I personally don't
but
agree
they
with
still
it.
they get
I
their
don't.
money back off the yacht though. If you think about it, when they go out there and
No,
buy
they
a yacht or
not.
something like that, you can get your money back off your yacht.
They
You can get
don't
more money
though.
back off a yacht than you can a pair of Jordans and some jewelry. We
Everything just
already
like
know
a
jewelry
car,
be value.
just like a car, a yacht. The yacht does not go up in value unless it's like I don't even see that. But a yacht
You,
does not go up in value.
I'm just
I
saying you'll
don't
come
know.
back with
Hold
more
on,
of
let
your
me look
money
that
than
up.
getting a yacht than you would buying some Jordans or some jewelry. That money ain't
So,
coming. A big
but the
screen
thing
TV,
about
that
it
money ain't coming back either.
is rich people have Jordans and jewelry. They buy that too. Like they buy all of that. Like say for instance, you have trust fund babies, and these people ain't work a day in their life. They got money from their parents. So if they was like, oh, my father's a banker and he had to get a bailout and they gave him money and then he takes that money and passes it down to his kid never worked a day in his life, he buy Jordans and jewelry. So like why is it okay for the rich to get money from the government but not the poor? Like it's like we tell the poor people, y'all need to stop getting money from the government, y'all need to just struggle in silence, shut up and struggle, you're poor.
But see,
Why do
you
you
don't
have
even get.
Jordans on?
But you don't get what I'm saying though. You don't get what I'm saying. You saying that I'm saying that poor people ain't supposed to get no money and this and that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's people that take advantage of the fact that that does happen and don't try to do nothing different than sit right here and wait for them to give you money. That's where the problem lies in. There's nothing else going
Rich
on but sitting
people
back
do the
waiting on this
same
money to
thing.
come. But they already
Rich
got money to sit on though. You
That
doing this
doesn't make
without
it any
money to
better.
sit on. It
That
don't
doesn't
make it
make it
no
any.
better,
That's
but
even
if they
worse.
got the, that's just like they say it's tricking if you got it. If that dude ain't got it, you don't need to be tricking. If that
Yeah,
dude
but
got
the
it, then
thing,
he can
if
be
you
tricking
okay, but they have it. So why are they even
because
getting
they
money
don't want
from
to
the
go
government in
because
the
they don't
first
want to
place?
go broke. I mean, that's what evil rich
Okay, so
ass
why
people
should a
do.
poor person why should a poor person not
But
want to be broke?
but that's what I'm
So a
saying. When the
poor
government take it back, they gonna be broke because you just been leaning on what they've been giving you. If you've been stacking and doing something different, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that just sit back stagnant and all I'm gonna do is get this money. I know a lot of them. But I know some that was on it and stacked up bread and they got a big ass house. They doing something real. They done went to school. They got an education. I know a lot of people that took that and did something with it. But I'm talking about the ones that just post up and I'm just gonna be a hood baby my whole life. I'm in the hood, my kids in the hood, they kids in the hood. We ain't doing nothing in the same vicinity under the same government program. Everybody. And ain't doing nothing different.
I
We still in
still
the
I
streets.
keep it, I'm gonna
We
be
still
honest
gang
with
banging.
you. I still
Oh no.
don't I don't see I mean, I don't see I honestly if they want to do that or if somebody wants to do that and to keep their stay in the hood, because a lot of times our like grandparents and great grandparents, they owned their own houses. Like they owned the houses.
And
Those
they
hood
work for it
houses,
too.
they
They
yeah,
work.
but they owned it. Now let me tell you the difference between a lot of white families and a lot of black families. Okay, black families owned their houses. Okay, a lot of times, cause my great grandmother, she brought the first house in DC on 14th Street. It was an all white neighborhood. She was the first black house owner. So a lot of times a black family will buy their house, and because they brought their house, and when gentrification or whatever would come, the property value would raise up and they would try to outbuy that house. And in order for the family, and this happened because this happened with my family back in the day, in order for the family to stay in that house, they would have to get government assistance because the property value would go up so much. Okay, so let's say down, the line or what have you, the family get lazy and they don't want to work. Should they give up their family house and their government assistance and move somewhere else? Or like I don't know, because this doesn't really happen too much in white families. White families, if you notice, their house gets passed down generation to generation. That's why it's a lot, so many black families on government assistance, because they have been misplaced. They've been misplaced. Our families used to own stuff. Like, and not only that, look at all the times they burnt down all of those the black owned places where there was big communities of black people, and then they burnt the whole thing down.
And then think about it though, sis. Them people wasn't on government assistance. They was doing it themselves.
And they
That's how they
burnt
was able
it
to function
down.
with all that. That's how
The
they was able
white
to do what they
people
did.
burnt it down
Yes,
so
yeah,
they
they
would be
did.
dependent
They
on the
did. Yep.
government. And then
Yep.
they put them in the project. And any
Yeah.
kind, we're talking about any kind of government assistance, bad and bougie. He's talking about stuff like Section 8, food stamps,
I'm talking about
and
more like I'm talking about like Section 8. I'm talking about housing. Like I said, as far as food stamps, in my opinion, get them because this food is ridiculously high. And then you're paying for GMO food. So if you're already gonna kill me with what you're giving me, then how you gonna charge me over the head? Yeah, get them food stamps if you can. I'm talking about being stagnant in a cheap house because they're giving it to you and not trying to move up farther than that. Not trying to get out of this hood is what I'm saying, man. Give your kid a better chance in life is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You got some people, and I ain't saying all. There's just a lot of people, like I said, I've seen a lot of women that did that, and later on in life, they went to school, they got diplomas. They sitting real nice right now. Clean cars, kids cool. They in a good neighborhood. I'm talking about the ones that just feel like this is life, this is all we doing, period. That's unacceptable, man. And that's any color. That's
but
any damn color.
you know that a lot of times
That's
in the hood
unacceptable,
they
man.
don't educate. A lot of times they do not educate people in the hood on how to own your own house, and there's not a lot of programs out there to teach people that. They don't know.
Facts. Yeah, you're right.
So you're saying that a whole demographic of people need to get out of the hood and learn how to get their own, and they really don't know how to. They don't know. So it's not all a lot of, well, you're right, some people do, but it's like a lot of people, they don't know. Some people don't care to know, and some
Oh,
people
Joy
just
in the
don't
building.
know.
What up, Joy?
Hey, Joy.
Yeah, you're right. Some people don't know. Oh, KPR in the
and
building.
and anti Jeffrey, hey, she said people can use housing anywhere, not just in the hood. Poor people don't have to. She's right. You can actually use housing. You could take it and you can go anywhere. You don't have to just be in the hood.
No, you don't have to be, but a lot of times they put you in the hood. I'm just saying, like
No,
even
well, I
with different
mean,
people, like I done seen how we went up there and they put you in the hood. I done seen a white person go up there and they put them in the suburbs. Seen it happen.
well, that
So you know,
necessarily doesn't have to do with the housing. That has to do with who's willing to rent to you. And a lot of times Caucasians will rent their house to a and that's another thing. They have things set up, like for instance, credit score. They have credit scores. They have you can't have certain felonies, you can't have any put out. They have certain things set up. So you Caucasian or people, they, so it's not racial. They don't say, but we don't want to rent to black persons. They'll just set up certain things so predominantly black people won't be able to get that house, even with the voucher, the Section 8 voucher. So
Right.
it's not that white people move to the suburbs because they want to, and black people stay in the hood because they want to. It's because of the circumstances. Black people, white people don't, and the people who own the property, they don't want to rent to black people.
Lower the value down in the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
So
Yeah. But
they
see,
get
down
out
here
of
in
that.
Oklahoma, they give you areas where you can pick from. You know, certain houses, do that. You know what I'm saying? As Baton Bougie was saying, they, you can pick your own location. And I mean, they, well, down here, you know what I'm saying? They give you certain spots you can and can't go to. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10
And
for
I'm
black
pretty
folks, it's usually
sure
the hood.
there you go. And that has nothing to do with the person themselves. That has something to do with the way society is
But
set
I
up.
get
They're
that. That's
set
not what
up
I'm
to
saying. What
keep
I'm
black
saying is,
people in the hood.
this is what I'm saying. If we know that the hood schooling is not functioning the way it's supposed to be, and kids ain't really learning that like they supposed to. I know they don't down here in these hood schools. They don't learn nothing really. You do better getting your kid going to school somewhere else. If we know the environment is bad and it's a lot of gang banging, shooting, all this other extracurricular activity that don't need to be there, and we can get them out that environment, is what I'm saying. Now, if you can get that and
Anti
still get that
Jeffrey
bread,
Anti Jeffrey just said she had tenants before that has had the Section 8. She says her rental house is not located in the hood. Now, sometimes the Section 8 workers are gatekeepers and they will not approve you for
uh,
certain places.
makes sense.
I'm
Makes
telling you,
sense.
they, if
Okay.
you think that black people
Mm.
are like, well, I'm lazy, I want to be on Section
No,
8 and
I'm
I
not
just don't
saying
want to
that.
do.
That ain't what I'm saying. See,
But the thing
you.
about it is that you got to understand there is a whole
Mm.
system set up to keep niggas niggas. And you have to stop blaming the niggas for that. Because you have this thing with blaming black people for being in a black people situation. And it's a system. There's a system
Mm.
that a lot of black, like for instance, why don't they teach, why, and because they do in like, 'cause like I told you, my daughter goes to a private school, and I listened to one of her classes and they literally was talking about um income literacy, banking, uh house ownership and things like that. They don't teach that in public school, and you really think they're going to teach that in a public school that's in the hood? Now if you was raised in the hood and then you have your kids and they're raised in the hood and you have their kids and your grandkids is raised in the hood, how are you going to ever get out the hood if you're not taught how to get out the hood? The whole generation was never taught this. So you have generation of kids and generations of people that don't even know how to get out the hood if they wanted to.
I feel you. I feel
So
you. Like
it's
I
like,
said, I'm not saying that I'm blaming black folks or nothing like that. I'm saying we got to get to a point to where you got to realize that we mystifying the hell out of people, man. We shouldn't be acting like people can just hold all these individual people down, and we can just say, well, okay, well, homeboy just went down there and sold dope to his own people and shot his homeboy in the head. It's the white man's fault. The white man set this up and set that up, so that's why Jamal down here beating the shit out of this girl.
so that
Everything
is
that
that,
happened
no,
is the
it's
white
not
man's
that
fault.
cut and dry. It's not that cut and dry.
That's
It's the simple fact
crazy.
of the matter. This is a generate. See, that's what I say when I say some people play checkers, some people play chess, and some people are playing Connect Four. You got to understand, this is a generational thing. This thing has been going on for over 300 years. 300 years. You're talking about Jamal down the stairs beating his girl, and I'm talking about how they had started generations ago. Like, we are the only race that we are literally the only race that sit back and talk about how messed up our race is with their own finances, with no solutions. We have no solutions. We just talk about how messed up it is. Well, y'all don't need, if y'all are on Section 8, y'all don't need them cars, y'all don't pay rent. Why is that even? even our business? Like that's my thing. Like first, why is that our business? That's not our business. That's number one. Number two, if we don't like the fact that they're doing that, we can suggest they like, you can buy a house. I mean, let me give you some references. Let me give you some resources. Cause I know, what I'm saying, you could stack that money, you could own your own shit. You don't gotta worry about kicking your baby daddy out because your worker coming over. You don't gotta worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Stack your bread up, sis. We don't do that. We just sit back and want to talk badly about them. Spanish people, there'll be like 30 of them in the house. And they'll have and Chinese people, they'll have a pool. Let me tell you what they do. They'll all live in the same house and they all will work and they'll put their money together and get everybody out the house individually so they could buy their own house. We're the only race that sit back and complain about what our other people, what our race is doing with their money instead of trying to help them. And that's just the problem that I have. That's just my problem. It's not that I feel like, oh, we need to stop complaining. We need to make excuses. I don't feel like that. I feel like we either need to help or mind our business. And if we can't help, then we need to mind our business. That's just how I feel. So that's why I'm not going to sit up here and complain about what their Keisha or LaShawn or whomever is doing. White people get over on the government every day, every day. But I give people resources, and that's another thing. I'm really like right now. I surround myself in my personal life with people that give me resources. That be like, oh sis, here, look, here go a financial literacy class, or hey, you know what I'm saying, a new stock is opening up. Big Kane in the
Big
building.
chain in the building. What up, bro?
Yep, anti-jet. They used to a long time ago. They had checks and balances in there. They don't teach none of that no more. They don't even teach wood shop. Remember they taught wood shop class? They even had driver's ed in school. They didn't took that out the school. They didn't took all of that out of public school. It's in private school. It's in private school. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you was able to get your learner's permit in school. You can't even do that no more. So it's like we are sitting up here. We have more complaints than anything. If anything, we should be sitting up there writing our governors. Well, I do right. I be getting on their nerves. I'm not even gonna swear to you. You know what I'm saying? About putting this stuff back in school so we could. They gonna sit up here and make Juneteenth a federal holiday. Look at all the other problems we got.
Yep.
Oh shoot. All right. Well, brother, do me a favor. Go ahead and talk for a second. Oh no. You know what? I'm
Yeah.
gonna play this. I'm gonna play this
Yeah.
for
Go
a
ahead and
second.
finish playing.
I'll be right back.
Ideas, concepts, and sharing a metric buttload of memes. But amidst the voices of the masses, we find a new concept emerging and being discussed in scientific and even some mainstream circles. An idea that proposes that the entire universe as we know of is actually a hologram or a simulation of some kind. Scientifically speaking, if we look at the cosmos from the perspective of quantum mechanics, there is a general acknowledgement that we really don't understand the universe like we thought we did. We are seeing the building blocks of the universe, the subatomic particles, the waves, behaving in ways that do not make sense in the context of classical mechanics, which revealed discrepancies in the laws of physics. Yet, the laws of physics still stand and apply in a practical sense when talking about our macroscopic world. But the fabric of the reality that we live in operates by rules that we have yet to uncover. The holographic universe seems in principle to be very much like how you might expect a movie and a projector to work in tandem. When you watch a movie, you enjoy it linearly, going through it one frame at a time, usually at 24, 30, or 60 frames per second. The stories on the screen follow a narrative of some kind, and generally speaking, there are definite laws that make up the universe you are experiencing in the film. Yet, the quantum world, on the other hand, is like being able to observe the entire roll of film timelessly at any point, which includes zooming in on individual frames, playing things backwards, forwards, the sequels and prequels all at the same time. The particles and waves that make up our reality are nonlinear and could potentially imply notions of retrocausality. And while they too follow their own set of laws, they are different from the world we exist in at a macro level. Another example of this is found in computer code. What you are seeing on your computer or phone screen at any given time is a filtered projection of what is really going on underneath the surface, designed to be easy for you to interpret. Yet, under the surface of these machines, there is a computer language that is incomprehensible to nearly everyone. Languages like binary and machine code are too simple to make complex algorithms effectively in. Instead, programmers use higher-level languages designed to be understood by humans to write code that is then translated into the lower, base-level machine code and then binary at the bottom. What you are seeing when you look at your phone or computer monitor ultimately comprises mountains of ones and zeros that lay under the surface of the digital world, just like what is under the surface of our own reality. You might be familiar with the ancient wisdom teaching, as above, so below, a concept that applies on several levels, describing that which exists in higher realities is a mirror of lower ones. So as with machine code and binary, ultimately all of that computational code is equal to and actively creates the digital experience on your devices. But they are two entirely different paradigms. This is the great challenge of modern science today, unifying quantum mechanics and general relativity, because we are unable to comprehend yet how the physical world and tangible substance, continuity, gravity, life, time, and consciousness emerge from this flux field of quantum information, which appears to operate by an entirely different set of laws related to statistics and probability. Yet, like with machine code and computers, are they really so different? The question then becomes, as many are theorizing today, could our entire reality be nothing more than a simulation? An artificial reality that our consciousness is plugged into? There are some oddities that have been captured on camera that some people believe are glitches in the Matrix. Now, maybe these oddities are fake, who knows? But as an example, we do have this curious clip of a bird who is perched in midair without moving before flying away. There was also
Bruh, but have
this
you
news
ever seen a
footage from
glitch in
Russia
a
several years
in a
ago that
Matrix?
someone caught an individual levitating
I
on
I think
camera.
I did.
But when the guy with the
I have seen I've seen a plane just like literally not moving.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that before too.
I've seen a couple of them, I believe. And you know what's so weird is that we see this and we know, like we know something is off with the reality that we live in, but I don't think that we as a people want to admit that we're in virtual reality. Something we know something isn't right as a people.
Right.
And I think that people are starting to wake up, and that's why they want to do this great reset,
Right.
because people are starting to wake up.
I think it's a spiritual awakening
Mhm.
on me.
camera
Yeah, yeah, that's what. Yeah, spiritual awakening, especially black people and people, not just black, but people of color. And do you know I read somewhere or I watched a video a professor was talking about how um the more melanin you have, the less calcified your pineal gland is. and your pineal gland is what connects you to the spiritual world and stuff like that. So they had made this thing, or they had this great idea that if they can get less black people on the world than white people or lighter people, that when this spell that they put on us, it would lift. Because when we have a spiritual awakening, if it's still more of us than it is of them, it'll be a whole Haitian thing all over again. And they didn't want that for the whole world. Because I think that when they actually fought against Haiti, that's when they really, really, really got a taste. You know what? I don't even think that's the only time. I am 100% sure there was a lot of issues that they had when fighting melanated people. I think that they just realized that the more melanin you have, the more you are connected to the spiritual world. And I don't think they wanted that. So they have derived so many ways to just try to kill off the melanated race. That's just me. I don't know, from watching his little professor rant. And you know what's so crazy? I
Uh-huh.
don't know. I would say I don't know why they put these people on TED Talks, but I guess I don't know. I guess they put these people out there and they're like, "Oh, okay, we know it, but we still going to do what we're doing anyway." And I don't care if y'all know that we know it or not.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They so far along with it, they ain't gotta hide nothing. They can do it right in front of you, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it.
Oh, we say
Putting
stuff
a
about it.
video, well, yeah, I'm talking about like on a big outrage, like whatever else that people outrage about. You know what I'm saying? But it don't be the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it's set up. Like it's set up for your outrage to be directed a certain way. By the way, the media tells you to direct it, and I've been noticing that the media tell you don't like this person, and people do.
Mhm.
Now you wasn't even thinking about them till the media brought them up for no reason, but for a reason, but for no reason. Now you don't like them.
Yeah. And
You know what I'm saying? It's
you gotta be
crazy.
careful about the media.
Like you think some of these countries don't let you look at regular TV? They cut that shit off.
Yeah.
Propaganda, because they know that you can reach somebody without even actually reaching them. I ain't gotta reach you. I can just make some propaganda, get you to believe it, and you'll be out there on it right now in a whole
You
different
right.
country. You know what I'm saying?
You right. All right, let me finish.
Called out to them, the girl dropped down and ran away. Now, again, I'm not trying to say this is hard evidence of a real-life matrix, but it certainly compels curiosity. And this is what it's really all about. Humanity living in the question, in the mystery of life. And these strange occurrences that beg us to ask the question, what is the true nature of reality? Now, on that note, I encourage you to please do your own research and go down these rabbit holes yourself and make up your own mind. In this way, you become a conduit of free thought rather than following in the herd mentality of that which has been established for you by the powers that be and society at large. Even if the laws of physics as we know them today say that this is impossible, levitation or birds perched in midair, we also know that the laws of physics are incomplete. We don't even know how to properly fit gravity into our standard model of physics, and perhaps unlocking these secrets will change everything for us. And this brings us to our primary key, where we begin with our conspiracy theory of everything, the basis from which everything to come will build off of. The demiurge is, in essence, a lesson about the illusion of reality. That the entire world as we conceive it to be is based on what we perceive with our physical senses, which is a limited experience of the totality of that which exists in the whole universe. This idea suggests that the illusion of the cosmos is incomplete, and as long as we believe in only it by itself, we too shall remain incomplete. We are living within a material universe, yes, but there is more to the cosmos than just that. And as long as we choose to believe in this limited reality, we will continue to perpetuate its existence. It is only by embracing that which we don't know and asking the right questions can we break free of the fetters that bind us. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, there is a great deal of discussion that describes the human soul as a light trapped in the veil of the night, a metaphor suggesting that the night is the illusion of separateness, the soul disconnected from the supreme oneness, or simply trapped in illusions in general. Basically anything that is not the highest truth. It is the unilluminated mind that actively creates the reality that it perceives to be real. And as such, humanity lives out its days in the dark, veiled in the illusion of one's own beliefs, disconnected from any higher reality. This was portrayed excellently in Marvel's Doctor Strange, when Stephen denies anything beyond the material universe, and then is shown a glimpse of the multidimensional nature of reality, that thoughts are things. He is shown that all of us steer the reality field by our conscious intent. But yet, as we become complacent in the creation of our lives, we give up control of the driver's seat. But then the question is, who is driving the ship? Literally anyone and everything else. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious, the collective mind field of everyone whose thoughts and feelings
Hold on, sis.
influence our own
Hold
very
on. I'm
decisions
gonna say
and
something real
action.
quick. Now, what he was talking about with the channeling, you know what I'm saying? What you think and you're not in control of it. You could think about like the the companies, you know what I'm saying, Nike and all of them. They understand that they can put something out there and get your attention and make you come over
Mhm.
here and buy it. Like when you go in these stores and they got these ads and they got certain kind of smells and everything to get you to do some stuff because they
Mhm.
understand your consciousness more than you do. They understand that you just looking at something, you just like, ah, nah. But really, they hyping you up to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Once we
Mhm.
learn how to ease that, then they can't get you with all that stuff. That's stealing your energy, really, basically.
Yeah.
But all right, go ahead, sis.
That's why I be telling people protect their energy. I don't be saying that just I don't be saying that joint just to be like just saying it. Just be just well, protect your energy, protect your energy. I don't just be saying it just because I like the way it sounds. I be telling them because they really out there just stealing y'all essence. Like
Had your ass going
they
broke in the
messing with y'all.
casino. You don't even know why you broke in the casino. And you
I
just
went
hyped your
look,
ass
I went
up.
to a casino. I went to a casino and I had a limit. You heard me. Once I reached that limit, I went in the
Time to
car
go.
and I went to sleep because I was with my cousin.
I don't
Mm,
even know how to gamble,
I was with my
sis. I
cousin.
don't know how to gamble. I don't.
I
I
know
went
you
to the
put the
casino
money in and press
twice.
the button.
I don't know
You
what I'm
press the
supposed to be
button. You put
picking.
the
You're supposed
money
to be
in. You press
picking
the.
something. Or you're supposed
I
to pick
don't
something
know that
like I
either.
seen
No,
people press it
you
down
got.
and then they pick stuff and then they press it down again. I don't know how to do all that. I'll be looking
They
up there
pick
like, what is
stuff.
y'all doing? I don't know what they playing the games, the
I
big old
don't know
games
what
they
they was.
got.
I just be pressing the button. I ain't even gonna swear to you. I just put the money in and press the button.
See, I did that a couple of times. I was like, man, I'm just losing money. I don't even know if I'm gaining money. What am I doing to win?
But the great part about the people that I go with, or you know what I'm saying, is that if they win money, they'll just give you money. They'll like here, cause I know they
Oh,
do that with me. Cause
damn.
I'm telling you, once I hit my limit, I'm out. And they know that I'll be out. I will go and sleep in the car. I will go and sleep in the car till they ready to go home. And they
Look,
know
I'm
that. So
out.
they'll give me money like here, just keep playing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't
I'm
really
not the
need
like
that.
I'm not out to $5. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. The $5 gone. Do we got some drink or something? Can I go to the car and smoke? I'm supposed to go light up, bro. Y'all tripping, man. This is not fun. They got video
Yeah.
games or something. Can I play a video game? I'll be better
Nah.
with a video game. Cause I don't know what's going. Y'all just taking my money. At least I can get a token or a card or something and go get me some candy or something from the thing. But y'all ain't
He
giving
said
me nothing to play
candy.
this game. Some candy. Give me some candy, man.
All right, let me finish.
By the concentration of their energetic weight. Whether it be the media, the news, advertisements, what your family or friends tell you, or things that you just happen across on the internet. Ultimately, all of it is processed by our egos, which shape who we think we are as we disconnect further from the nature of our being. So the question then becomes, what is the truth? What is the higher reality? And how do we connect with it? The ancient wisdom teachings describe that the quest for wisdom, or enlightenment, or the true nature of being, is a continuous journey into the unknown, and the illumination that we are active creators of our lives, not simply beholden unto the preconceived patterns that we've been following in. The great truth we must understand about the demiurge is that we are the ones who actively perpetuate its existence by believing in the physical universe as the ultimate reality. Your beliefs shape the reality that you experience, as Dr. Bruce Lipton has demonstrated through his work with the biology of belief. The beliefs and ideas that we hold in our minds can be scientifically proven to affect how our DNA and cells express themselves. If you believe you are a lowlife with nothing going on and will die alone and miserable, guess what kind of life you will lead? If you believe you can change the world, guess what kind of life you will lead? In order to break free of the limitations that we feel are imposed upon us, we must first believe that it's possible to do so. We must open ourselves to a greater truth, a greater reality, one that is beyond the demiurge, and perceive a cosmic truth that forever changes life as we know it. Yet, humanity is not paying attention to messages like this in mass, and there is a reason for it. It is a very significant and critical thing, for this one piece of the puzzle must be resolved in order for humanity to truly advance as a species and break free of illusion collectively. Our journey down the rabbit hole is only just beginning. This is where our conspiracy theory of everything is going to get dark, and I mean really dark. In the disconnection of the soul, the ego runs rampant, and this is the source of our suffering and how we are controlled by the elite. For this, I must offer you a warning. We must be aware of the horrific nature of humanity if there is to be any healing done. Light must be brought to darkness, and the darkness must be faced if we ever wish to solve our problems for good. Be warned that the following contains mature subject matter and may offend some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. There is a sickness deep in the heart of human consciousness, a putrid evil that is running rampant through the underbelly of modern society, rarely seen or discussed in public, but is the ultimate source of all of our misery, our suffering. This evil masks itself on the surface appearance of the world, with the pretense that everything is okay, life is good, and look at all of the fun that we're having. However, this illusion is as false a reality as the demiurge, and in fact, they are simply a reflection of each other. As above, so below. This evil takes its roots on many levels, and one of the darkest ways that it manifests is in the form of sexual energy manipulation and pedophilia. Jeffrey Epstein was the first public domino, a sick and twisted figure, or soulless ego if you will, who arranged and organized a large sex trafficking ring of women and girls, often underage, abusing them and forcing them to have sex not just with him, but with other high-profile individuals. Most notably was Prince Andrew of the British royal family, with an accusation from a woman named Virginia Roberts that Epstein forced her to have sex with the prince on at least 3 separate occasions. The overwhelming evidence suggests that Prince Andrew is guilty, and he nearly incriminated himself during his BBC interview attempting to respond to these allegations. In the interview, Prince Andrew claimed that his final meeting with Epstein was purely to tell him, "I am cutting off contact with you," and then proceeded to stay at Epstein's place for 3 days while young women were observed being brought into and out of the home repeatedly during that time. When questioned why he stayed there for 3 days, he claimed that it was purely a convenient location to stay while he was in town, and never saw any of these women, despite a claim that observed him getting a foot massage from a young woman inside the house during that time. Epstein was a domino, revealing a much larger sex trafficking ring that is going on worldwide, as we know definitively that Bill Clinton himself had been to Epstein Island, Jeffrey's favorite place to take and rape young women. Bill had been there at least 20 times, and Hillary Clinton had been there at least 6, along with a notable list of high-profile individuals who have also visited this remote island in the Virgin Islands. The question then is, how big and how deep does this really go? If Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, was this heavily involved with Epstein, who else might be connected with this network of pedophiles and rapists? The Epstein scandal was akin to tripping over something big, and it's up to all of us to pull back the curtains and reveal what's really going on. The stories and conspiracy theories around this go very deep, suggesting that at the highest level, the ruling elite of the world sustain themselves on the energy of the innocent, that pedophilia and rape gives an individual a high, taking one's purity.
My bad. I had to get up real quick. Did you want me to stop it at any time?
And now it was starting to get to the nitty gritty on us.
All right, I'm gonna keep it going.
It's
I
that
had,
real
'cause
info.
exactly. They not playing no games with this one.
None. And then I don't know if they're gonna talk about it, but you had that one president that had them little cowboys that they caught running up in the White House. I don't know if it was Reagan or one of them. It was like late night. They had this cowboy up in there, and I think he talked about it or something. But
And you
yeah,
want to know
they
something crazy that I found out is that in the Bible, you know the passage that it says one man should not lie with another man.
uh-huh.
Did you know that in the original, in the beginning of it, it said one man should not lie with a young boy like they would do a woman? The Bible literally is talking about pedophilia,
um
and they changed it on the King James version to make it seem like one man shouldn't lie with another man, and they took the whole pedophilia thing out.
oh yeah. They've been trying to take the pedophilia thing out for a long time. But see, I think the King James with that, I think it was more like they came through and revised it and took that out.
King
Because if
James
them
was a
can start,
pedophile.
that's what they say though, and ain't no evidence of that.
Yeah, was evidence of that. It is a
Ain't no
it,
evidence of that. There ain't no
it's
evidence of that.
written documents that he had a young boy lover.
Where is this at?
Oh gosh, I can't even Google it because it's not even my. Hold on, let me look it up. Let me look it up.
Because if there's a case, anybody can write anything about anybody, and we can just say that's true. Because they wrote a whole lot of stuff about a lot of people that we know wasn't true. Why would they want you to get his name the right way? If he was able to at least help translate at least a little bit of the Bible and pass it down to people.
His name was Robert Carr, first Earl of Somerset. According to Thomas Howard, first Earl of Suffolk, James fell in love with the young man, and as years progressed, showed Carr he showered him with gifts. And there's a page about his lover.
And who was this person here?
Um, Let me see. King James Robert Carr, first Earl of Somerset. According to Thomas Howard, first Earl of Suffolk, James. His Grace. His name. What they called him. His Grace, the Duke of Birmingham, King James.
I mean, I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know. I mean, they said a lot of
And
stuff
it
about a
says
lot of
he
people.
changed the Bible. It says not only was it the first people's in quotation Bible, but its poetic cadness and vivid imagery have had an enduring influence on Western culture. In 1604, England's King James authorized a new translation of the Bible. And it says, I
What new
authorize.
translation?
Well, the one that's called King James translation.
Oh yeah, the King James Bible. You have the 1611 Bible too.
Well, he did it in 1604. So I'm guessing too.
So that must have been the 1611 Bible.
Yeah, it says why the King James Bible is 1611 remains the most popular.
Right.
Yeah, but he had a young lover.
Like I said, if
He
I
had a
still don't
young
think that's
lover.
actual proof. I
Back in
don't
them
think that's
days,
actual proof.
back yes it is. Back in them days, it's not like that was way back in the days where things wasn't being written down. Things were being written down. He King James was a tyrant. He was horrible. He was a homosexual, blood drinking person. He was not a good person at all. At all. He wasn't a priest, he wasn't a pastor. He literally was a king who wrote a Bible. Or he no, no, let me rephrase that. He was a king who changed the meaning of the Bible to his own liking so that he can have more control over his. It says right here to he solidified his own power. He literally changed the meaning or changed some things in the diction in the Bible to solidify his own power. The King James Bible literally was him saying, "Look, let me change. No, I don't want them to say this. I wanted to say that."
I feel you, but we all can agree to disagree
Why would you disagree?
because there ain't enough evidence. Because somebody wrote something down.
But why would you? Okay, well, somebody wrote something down when it comes to the Bible.
Yeah, somebody wrote something down with everything that everybody got this information.
So why would you believe in the Bible but not believe in somebody writing something about like you don't want to
Because
know
I know
about
they do smear campaigns, and I know they'll dirty up your name. I didn't see them do it. So why wouldn't they dirty up his name?
why would they?
No, because he happened to keep the Bible going when they was trying to deaden the Bible. Because
So
if we can sit up here and say that what he wrote ain't nothing, and he's this and he's that, and he's so unholy, but this Bible is so feared by so many people for it to be so wrong, why is it on everybody's mind? If it was a piece of crap and it didn't mean nothing, then
it literally just said it was written for control.
so what I'm saying is,
But you do know that blacks was not allowed to read. So the truth of the matter is if blacks were not allowed to read the Bible, how would it even be for us in the first place?
wasn't able to read it during slavery, but
Around
they
the
was
time
only
it was
reading it before
written.
slavery. No, it been around. You had the Old Testament.
So they
You know what I'm
even
saying? So
said that the first Duke of Lennox was King James' lover.
yeah, they got a lot of stuff in there about a lot of people. Look, you can look up almost every singer that you like right now, and every single one of them was gay,
They have to do gay
allegedly.
activity to be in the industry.
Well, I'm just saying. A lot of people don't think a lot of these stars didn't do this and didn't do that, but I'm saying that's way more believable than you telling me that this man that wrote this book was this bad of a person, and for some reason everybody's against it. If it's for control and it's that good, why don't they love it? They should give it to everybody. They
But you
shouldn't be
know
against
there
it,
is a
period.
real Bible, right?
Well,
There's a real Bible. That's not the King James version. The King James literally read the actual Bible.
okay, what's supposed to be the real version?
You didn't know that there was
Because
an actual Bible?
the new version, you talking about the new version Bibles?
No, I'm talking about before King James decided he wanted to take this out and leave that in and take this out and change
That's
that
what the
word.
Vatican did. The Vatican took this out and put that in and did that.
No, no. Okay, let's back up because I don't think you really understand. The Bible is literally called the King James Version.
Okay. So because it's called the King James Version, that mean they couldn't have went through there and took that out and added nothing in?
No, King James took this out and put that. It's his version. Okay, let's
Okay,
say
that
there's
don't
a
mean that
book,
that's
right?
the
Or let's
same
say there's a
exact version
story.
that he put out though. Don't
That
mean
is
it's the same version. They can
that
take
is
control of his version and take stuff out of it.
it's literally his version.
What
That's
stops
why
them
it
from taking
says
stuff out of it? That's what
that's
I'm
why
saying.
no. That's why it's called the King James version. There's a lot of
Yes,
different
hey,
versions of the
look,
Bible.
you have Black Lives Matter, and it was made by George Soros. So
What does
what
that
I'm
have to do
saying
with the
is,
King James?
it's
No,
okay because it's a King James version. Don't mean that everything in there is what he approved throughout the years that they took out and replaced stuff. Is what I'm
no,
saying.
but you're not okay. You're not understanding. There is many different versions of the Bible. King James literally made that his version of the Bible. And then you got to think about it. Why would King Okay, this man he wasn't a priest, he wasn't a pastor, he wasn't part of the Vatican. He was a king. A king.
At the most, I can speak to anybody, and I guess that's who he decided to speak to. And
So
what he did, made him one of the most cursed men out there, just like Yeshua who walked this earth that people still don't believe in and talk down on. He took that curse, like it's gonna come with it. To be one of them great people, you got to take everything that come with it, and everybody gonna talk down on you and this and that. And to be real with you, nobody actually knows the real story. Everybody's just putting stuff together because nobody was actually there. But it's crazy that these people get bad raps a lot, man, and it's like nobody really
yo,
knows how it really
he
was.
was literally a slave owning killer that like
People
what do
say
you
that
mean?
about Moses too.
Bruh, he
You think Moses is?
mm, you know that this man literally was a slave owning killer, right?
I mean, we got no proof of that.
Oh my God. We don't.
And what slaves was he owning?
So I guess
What slaves did
slavery.
he own in 1611?
Yo, he was a whole. Google it. Look it up. I'm not going. Don't take my word for it. Look it up.
I can look it up, but I know that they can. This is America. They ain't just, you just look it up and they just gonna tell you the whole story.
So you telling
Like
me
I
a
just
Caucasian?
said,
You telling me a Caucasian king in the 1600s did not own
see,
slaves?
I don't even think he Caucasian. See, that's what I'm saying. There's a whitewash on that. That was a black dude. He wasn't white, but that's what they tell people. They whitewashed him too. Gave him a whole story, and people gonna believe it. So at the end of the day, I can't say nothing about it until I see him and you see him and we in the same place. I'm like, sis, there you go, right
So
there.
if that's
That
the
nigga
case,
black.
okay. So if that's the case, right, and we're just going to believe everything that we see for ourselves, what is the purpose of this whole even info community? A
To
lot of
give
things that
info.
we talk about, we can't see.
Right.
So
We
how are
go
we
off
even
what we
gonna
put
how are
together.
we
That's what
gonna
I'm saying.
prove to people anything if we're telling them if you
I
don't see
mean,
it, don't believe it?
the way I prove is the fact that the book that he wrote is revealed by satanic people for some strange reason. They can't stand it. So I don't think it's just all about control. It's something in that book that they don't like and they want to outlaw. So if it wasn't nothing, nobody would care. And people make multiple books all the time. Nobody buys them. Why is this the most famous book? And this is way before the media was making you think stuff. This has always been the most famous book.
Most
It got
famous
to be
book?
something behind it. That the most sold, the most wanted, the most killed for, the most cherished, and every book in the world. So if it's just a piece of crap, like people say, people wouldn't care about it.
The
So
Bible
that's all.
throughout history, the Bible had been used to kill
It ain't been just used to kill.
and control. I'm sorry.
And it wasn't even just the Bible. That's what the catch is. You had multiple different religions. Multiple different
The key
religions. All
word
of
is
them wasn't doing the
religion.
Bible.
The key word is religions.
Right.
They all
Right.
have
You
their
had
own Bible.
Christianity adopted the Bible, but that's not a Christian book. It
What
says
kind
nothing
of
in
book
there
is
about
it?
being a Christian. It don't tell you to be a Christian. Matter of fact, it tell you to go out and make disciples of the world. It don't say nothing about go out and make Christians. He was never. They was never Christians. They was called Christians because they was making fun of them. They was never. They never deemed themselves as Christians. That's what the government came through and made a religion and called it Christianity.
So
That's what
what
that
is the
happened was.
Bible
That's
written
not
for?
real. The
What's the
Bible is
Bible?
written for. It's written for the Hebrew Israelites, for our people, for the 12 tribes. To let them know what they went through before we got to where we is. They tell you the real history that Black history ain't gonna tell you. Now I ain't gonna say everything in there is just as it is foolproof. I know they done changed and flipped a lot of stuff around, but there's a whole lot more truth in there than what people want to give it. That's why people don't want it around.
No, I never said there was no truth in the Bible. I believe there's a lot of truth in the Bible. But what you got to understand is that is the version of the Bible that is being read across everywhere. Well, most of the United States, the majority of the United States is the King James version. Like if we're all sitting at the club, right? Let's say when
No,
King
it's
Kong
not
got
all the
shot.
King James version. They got the New Age version going around. King James version is being not put out there like that because the New Age version say homosexuality is okay. So they
Okay,
like the New
and
Version
now
Bible.
let's say 200 years from now, everybody's going to be swearing by the New Age version, and they're not going to
Right,
believe
right,
anything else. And if you try to
right,
tell them that homosexuality is wrong, they're going to say, "Well, show me the proof." I
right,
don't
right,
believe it.
right. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Then
Look
that's
how
what we
long it
leading
took for
into.
them to push the King James version.
King James version been around for a long time.
Yeah, and the New Age version going to be around for a long time.
And the crazy part is, it was against half the stuff that they do, and that's what throws me off too. If the dude wrote it and he was like them, why would he talk against all the stuff that he like to do and say don't do it?
Because like you said, there's a lot of truth in the Bible, but the Bible don't it talks in code. And the reality of the part is that the Bible, well, I'm gonna say my opinion because you know how y'all is, the proof. My opinion,
Mm, the receipts.
my opinion is the Bible actually tells you how to tap into your spirituality. But the thing about it is, well, the real Bible, the one that they done locked away that we can't see, it has a lot more in it. But the King James version, it leaves things out. It talks in code. So that's why I
Right.
tell people they should study the Bible. You should always study the Bible because if you put all of the pieces together, because the Bible is just a piece. About the Bible is not the end all be all. Like a lot of people they're not going to go anywhere spiritually for real because they're just looking at one piece of the puzzle. If you only got one corner of the puzzle, you're never going to see the whole picture. And the truth of the matter is, King James was not a good person. He wasn't. He was an elite. He was an elitist. He was an elitist. Just
Well,
like
he
a
happened
lot
to
of the
have pushed a
things,
book that got a whole
man,
lot of truth in it.
every book that an elite write goes to the daggone number one spot. King James was an
As long
elitist.
as the Bible, as long as the Bible. Who else did something like the Bible? And if that's the case, why did he make a couple of more books like that?
Um, let's see, who was it? Sigmund Sig, what is his name? Freud. Freud, his psychology, what he wrote, they called the Bible of psychology.
Yeah, it still ain't touching the Bible.
It's touching the Bible. Well, no, maybe just in
No,
the
it's not.
psychology
It's
community.
not. I ain't seen no satanic people like we need to take out this book of psychology. It's doing all kind of stuff. We don't
No, but
believe in that.
they use his teachings to control people, just like they use the Bible to control people.
Mm. Yep, just like they use guns, like they use females, like they use bread, butter. They use a lot of stuff to control people.
Yeah, but look how dumb people get for the Bible. Like that was the most successful control method that they really have.
I think females was.
But they didn't make females.
No, they didn't, but females can control the party.
But they didn't make females. The reason why
They
females can
didn't make the
control,
Bible.
the reason why, yeah, they did. It literally says King James Version. What do you mean?
They didn't. They ain't no way. So you tell me they wrote. So okay, they wrote the Bible and gave us all this truth that they don't want us to know,
No, this
and
is
they
what
did
they
that on
do. They tell
accident.
you the truth. They tell you the truth, and then they tell you don't believe it. Don't
Why
believe it
would you
like
do
that.
that?
Believe it like this.
Why even put it out there if you ain't got to? That's what I don't
Just
understand.
because. Okay, let me tell you. All right, you put it
If
and
I'm
you give
controlling something, I
people.
don't want to give you the key.
That's not true. You give people the truth and then you dumb them down enough that they don't even believe the truth that you really giving them. That's like me walking to somebody and saying, I'm gonna punch you and smiling and they don't believe it. And then you punch them and they're like, well, damn, why didn't you punch me? I just told. They do it. The elites do it all the time. This whole channel,
Why don't
we
they?
got, the whole channel we got is literally built on the fact that they tell us what they're going to do, and then tell us don't pay attention to it, and then do it.
But
I
see, I think
literally
they
built my
tell
whole
us
channel on it.
because it's a spiritual thing. It's not done on purpose. This slips out. This slips
No,
out. You know what I'm
they do
saying?
it
They
because
tell on
they
themselves.
can't. They can't not tell us. They can't not tell us. Even in the Bible, it
Well,
says
that's a
that
magic.
the devil can't tell. He has to tell us.
Yeah, yeah,
So of
yeah.
course, why wouldn't they look? Why wouldn't you just ask? Why would they tell you what they're going to do? Because they can't not tell us.
I get that, but I still don't see evil making a book giving you all
You're
them
not.
keys. That's what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
whole point. You don't see. That's the point. That do you not understand? The whole point is that you don't see. You don't see. That's the point. That was their whole reasoning for giving you the book and then telling you don't believe the hype. Don't believe it. It's good. It's good for you. So you won't see. You just literally
All
answered your
right,
own
Fred, I
question.
got you. I got you. I don't get it. My fault. I'm gonna mute up.
I mean, I understand, but that what you said. You don't see. You don't see the reason why they would. That's the reason.
Shattering one's innocence and giving them a feeling of power and authority over others through horrifying sexual energy manipulation. But this isn't even the worst part, with stories of adrenochrome, a compound formed by the oxidation of adrenaline in the body, formed naturally when we experience extreme fear and stress. The pervading theory on the internet suggests that the ruling elite of the world use children in insidious rituals, torturing them, draining their blood, extracting the adrenochrome, and injecting it within themselves, providing them with heightened energy and the appearance of youthfulness, among other things. It should be known that adrenochrome first made it big due to Aldous Huxley's 1954 book, The Doors of Perception, discussing the nature of adrenochrome, and was later referenced in Hollywood movies including A Clockwork Orange with Drenchrome, as well as in the film Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which many suggest is the true origin of this theory. However, while it may be easy to dismiss this idea, there are certain anomalies that stand out when investigating this material. The biggest may very well be the conspiracies and scandals surrounding Hillary Clinton and a particular laptop previously owned by former US politician Anthony Weiner. On November 4th, 2016, Eric Prince appeared on Breitbart Radio and he outlined the discoveries on the Weiner laptop that was being blocked by Attorney General Lynch. He said that they found a lot of really damning criminal information, including money laundering and the fact that Hillary went to the sex island with Jeffrey Epstein. Sidney Powell at Hillsdale College called out the FBI, claiming that there is a lot that can be prosecuted there, and that some of the police officers who initially were investigating the laptop saw some things that made them have to go and throw up. Shortly after that, the NYPD chief who was directly involved in Anthony Weiner's laptop case killed himself. Or at least, so the story goes. Then again, the official story is that Epstein killed himself. However, investigations into the nature of his death calls all of this into question, essentially suggesting that his death was not a suicide, but rather that he had information that he could have used to prosecute many high-level individuals, and someone shut him up before he had the chance to speak. As far as Hillary's emails go, many claimed that certain code words were being used consistently to refer to children for use in strange and mysterious events. Of course, the conspiracy gets even darker from there, suggesting that at the highest level, the control and manipulation of our species may even come from a non-human source, those of a reptilian nature. The theory suggests that Epstein was merely one messed up pawn in a much larger game of controlling and influencing the world order. Theories range as to whether or not these reptilians are physical shapeshifters, non-physical entities who control people's minds, or a scapegoat theory for something else entirely. The idea itself was illustrated very well in the movie They Live, showing people as weird aliens who used a particular signal from a radio tower to mask their appearance from the public, but were otherwise living among us and enslaving our mass consciousness. And you can watch our video breakdown of this movie right here on our channel. Nevertheless, the ones.
And again, I'm gonna say the channel is called Spirit Science. It is a really good channel. I'm telling you, it's a good channel. I love it. Um, for our next
Company my
video.
bad. I'm walking down the street, but I got you.
Oh Lord, my brother gonna get. I know he probably gonna get him a burr. You getting a burr, brother?
Oh, me, I wasn't even gonna
I
drink, man.
know
I
you
was
would.
like,
Look, I done
oh,
stressed
me.
your ass out talking about King James. I done messed with your good mans and stuff.
Oh, me, like, I gotta calm down, man. Since over there giving me the business again, like always. I'm
I
just
done
playing, man. Sis is a nice
I done
person,
talk about
man.
my brother good man. His good man's King James. I done got him in a tizzy. Oh man, brother, I'm sorry.
Got me on the mission.
But your good man's was not a good person, yo. I'm sorry. He wasn't a good person, brother.
Okay,
But
okay.
that is hilarious.
Well,
That
look,
is
I'm just gonna
hilarious.
say it is truth in the Bible. That's all I'm gonna say. What it is,
No,
I
it
don't
is.
know. I ain't got no
No, that's
proof, but
true.
it
It is
is
true.
some truth in it.
It
And I'm
is.
not
It
gonna say
is.
just the Bible. Like you said, you gotta be more than just the Bible. I would never tell
Yeah.
anybody just read. You got the Apocrypha. You got. I mean, I put out a list of other books that you need to read and put it all together. Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
Put it all together,
All of that.
and
You
you'll
gotta,
get to where you
yeah.
need to get to. Oh man.
Yeah, I can't I gotta, yeah, you can't, I can't say no. I'm not going to say that the stuff in the Bible is a lie. I'm not going to say that because it's not. Ooh, hold on, y'all, my back itch. Ooh. I'm sorry, I did not
Is
mean to
it
do
is
that
it
on.
is it that chair again?
Nah, that's my cheeks. My that's my cheeks, y'all. My cheek. But you know what? It's hard as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Them joints be tenderizing my cheeks. I ain't gonna spell to you. Cause my cheeks be feeling soft as hell when I get up off this hard ass shit. But
Hell no.
be tenderizing. But I do,
Kingdom.
yeah. I do think I am going to tell you the Bible does tell you a lot. It has a lot of truth in it. It just people got to know how to read it and how to interpret it. You can't take what you can't do is you can't take what the Bible says literally. You have to read into it. That's why you can't just look at it and read it. You really have to study it, and you have to not just study the Bible but study other things too, like um mythology, history. It's so science. It's so many things. And if you put it all together, then you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like for instance, atoms. Everything's made of atoms. The first person in the Bible is Adam. Okay, then Eve. Black women have something in them called the Eve gene, and the Eve gene is able to be, as black women, we are able to have sex with a black man and create a Caucasian looking baby that's not albino. That is what we have, the Eve gene, and we're all made up of atoms. And they say the first people were Adam and Eve. And so it's really wild. You know what I'm saying? How if you actually look at if you study everything, especially quantum mechanics, and I cannot. Quantum mechanics is not easy at all, but I'm telling you, if you guys just like look into it, it'll put so many things in perspective. So much, like a lot, a bit, not a little bit,
A lot of it.
a lot, a lot,
A lot of it. A lot
a
of it.
lot. Okay, a lot.
a lot bit.
A lot of it. A lot of it. A lot of it, governor. Cheerio. Pip pip and all that stuff. But you know what I don't understand? What I don't understand, brother, is if why the reptilian the reptilian race, what is their purpose of real life? Maybe because they gotta eat us. Is that what it is? Why they have us here and they're like trying to masquerade themselves as us? Like, what is your purpose? Like, if y'all, if I mean, you're a whole reptilian race down. You know what? I think it's because we outnumber them.
Be real with you. I think they need us to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they can reproduce. I think they come and get us to reproduce. They gotta reproduce through us. So I think in order for them to live, they gotta live through us. Because you can't do what we can do. We're a different type of being. What we can do, not all the creatures can do it. You know what I'm saying? What they can do, not all of us can do it. So I
You
think
know
that's what it
what?
is with them.
Thinking about the Bible and everything that like we be talking about and the things that we be studying, trying to think and put it together before it rushes out my head. What if the Nephilim from back in the day, you know, the big people that used to mess with us and used to like they ate people, like they hey Justice in the building.
What up, Joe, bro? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right, what if they are really the reptilians, right? And what if they were punished after? Because you really don't hear about giants too. You still hear about them a little bit, but not as much as you do after the flood. What if after the flood they were cursed to be our size, right? And so
Right.
then they walked around as our size, but then because they're a more civilized and advanced race, they learned how to blend in with us. So what if they learned how to blend in with us and the when they say that the gates are going to open and the devil and stuff is going and all his minions is going to come out, what if that's when their curse is over and they're able to get big again?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Hold on, sis. Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh Lord, he about to go buy his bird, y'all. He about to go and purchase his bird and probably his little marijuana sticks too. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no proof cause my good brother then turned off the
I
cameras,
already
but
got
I'm
that at the house.
oh man, I'm messing with you, bro. But yeah, like because it's like even though, you know what I'm saying, King James, he won ish for real. And that's probably why he changed line from man. That's probably why he changed that in the Bible. From the original man should not lie with little boy to man should not lie with other man because he was over there lying with a little boy, but you ain't heard that from me because like my brother said, there's no proof. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just he acting like black people can't be pedophiles. Like almost everybody has that uncle that tried to touch them or did touch them or that grandfather or whomever. You know, some King James wasn't even white. He was
Facts.
black. Oh yeah, it's open
Oh
panel.
yeah,
Papa said, "Is
the
it open
panel
panel?"
open. The link down
Hold
there. Ain't it?
on.
You ready
Yeah,
to
I'll
drop
put
the
the
link,
link
sis?
back down there again. Let me put the link. Let me put the link in there. All right, I just put the link in there. But yeah. All right, let me play it a little bit. You look out for Prophet, bro.
Pulling all of the strings today are generally called the deep state, the manipulative group controlling human consciousness through nefarious means. But with that, the mysteries of who is behind all of this aside, how exactly do the world elite control human consciousness? Due to the sheer volume of control mechanisms, here we're going to provide a lighter overview and you are encouraged to explore these as you see fit. Fear and scarcity. At the highest level of control, fear is one of the methods to control the population in mass. This is a two-way street that binds the influence from the elite and us together, for we actively perpetuate the problem when we live from fear and scarcity, spreading it around to each other like a nasty virus. Fear can be used to corral people in all manner of directions, to take actions that are not in their best interest, or to give up their power and control to others. Our food. For the most part, all of the food that we're eating today is toxic, designed to subdue our creative energy, making us easily addicted to things that are unhealthy for us. Whether it's processed foods, rich with salt, sugar, and fat, or even our produce, which has been chemically engineered or
Dang, brother,
sprayed
how
with
he gonna say that
pesticides
while
and
you out there getting
herbicides.
a bird and I'm
We
over
can
here
see
chomping
this
on a
with
Popeye's
Monsanto,
biscuit
who
though?
have actually patented
Right,
seed and
right,
gene
right. Who
reproduction,
doing people like that?
disallowed the ancient practice of saving seeds, and ultimately controlled the food supply, but have masked it as providing the world food. We recently published a movie called Healing Your Body with Food, Spirit Science 33, which reveals the truth about food and where it comes from today. So we won't get super deep into it here because there is a lot to cover. But if you want to go deeper into this, please watch that movie after this one is done. Ultimately, though, the bottom line here appears to be that we are what we eat, and most of us eat far too much, and in that consume too many harmful substances. Fluoride in the water. Some have said that fluoride is the metaphorical tears of the New World Order, and that it's their most widely used weapon against us.
Let me tell you, they got the fluoride in the water from the concentration camps. Keep your eye out, brother. Is somebody trying? Is Prophet trying to come up? I don't know.
No, I ain't trying to come up yet. I'm gonna look out. But
Oh,
yep,
okay.
since it's 110%, man, they got the fluoride from out in the
Mm,
Holocaust on
It's
me
not.
because
It
it was
wasn't just the fluoride. It was. It was a lot of things
eugenics. It was all kind of stuff. Like when they
that
bought
they
them
did.
Russians, when they bought them Nazis over here in what project
Hmm.
paperclip, I believe, and they bought them
Hmm.
over here. That's when they did the rocket. That's how they made the rocket and all kind of stuff. Them was Nazis. And they was doing that allegedly on their own people out there. That's how they knew how it worked.
You know what? You know what? What? Hold on. Okay. You know what? I might. My timeline might be off because slavery was here, and then Hitler came. Hitler was here around the Jim Crow era, right?
I thought he was before the Jim Crow era.
I don't think slavery and Hitler was the same time. Let me see. Hitler was after slavery, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was. What was that? World War One, right?
I'm about to see. Hold on. Adolf Hitler, that ugly ass mustache. Yeah, it was 1933, 1945. Dang, that nigga was born 1889. That's wow. You know, hold on. 1889, right? To 1989 is 100 years. I wouldn't even be surprised if Queen Elizabeth knew Adolf Hitler. There's probably some pictures of her. Let me see. She
Oh man,
old
you
as
know
shit.
Hitler didn't die.
I know he 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 went with a white woman. I mean not white, a black woman. He married a black woman. That's what I was told. They had little pictures and everything. Stop. So did
And
Queen
John Red
Elizabeth
Boots didn't die either.
hold on. Queen Elizabeth Queen hold on, stop. You're lying. You're fucking lying. Stop. Hold on, wait. Wait, you guys. I think Queen Elizabeth really freaking did meet I think Queen Elizabeth
You
really
think she
did
who?
I think she really did meet Hitler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She is old as Ooh.
Look, matter of fact, one of her brothers was into the Hitler thing until he got popped and they was about to kill him. Then he tried to renounce it. But when he was riding high, he was riding with Hitler. Then when Hitler started getting hit up on charges, he stopped claiming it, and they just swept it under the rug.
They do. She did meet Hitler. You know what? They're lying. They are lying to us, you guys. Queen Elizabeth met Hitler. This heifer is what year did this man die? Let me see. What year did Adolf did Mr. Adolf? Let's see. He died. I'm sorry, you guys, I had a burp. He
Yeah,
died.
prophet, bro.
Peace,
Oh,
family. See,
hey,
don't know.
Prophet.
Don't know, family. You hear me? You hear me properly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just coming up to spend some time with family. You know what I mean? You gotta wait once a week for this type of shit. So you know, they
Yeah,
come up
every
and come and
Friday.
spend some time, man. I'm just here just to hang out and shit.
When was Queen Elizabeth born? He died in
Yeah,
1945. She
uh,
old as heck,
Yeah, man. I'm
man.
happy you can come up, bro.
yeah. I mean, 420 the other night. When it was live, man. Man, damn, I was fucking lit, man. I fucking.
Oh, me.
I don't know what happened that night, man. Damn.
He was drunk. My brother was drunk off the wine. He usually he took. I be telling him, I be like, get the wine, bro. Sis, I ain't get. And he got the wine and he got a little tipsy. He always
Oh
wait till
shit.
I go to
Yeah.
sleep. I be knocked out.
Man, I don't even remember what was building on. Tell you the truth, 420. I don't even remember. I remember we was talking some real shit. I don't know what happened, man. I was drinking a little too much that night.
Oh Lord.
Oh, no. Whatever it was, you passed out, bro. Oh, me. Look, me, him, and Foot was on the pedal. I was about to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Foot said what she was going to say. I said something to him at first. He didn't say nothing. So I'm like, all right, he going to get back up in a minute. So he about to cut out. I said his name again. He didn't say nothing. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to go ahead and end it then because I know he gone. You know, so he had a little heavy breathing in the background. He wasn't snoring yet, but there was, I'm like, oh, yeah, I know what's supposed to come next. I done been through that
Oh
one.
shit.
Oh, don't come for me. Don't come for me, brother.
I'm just saying, we've been through that
I
one
did not
before.
even snore.
I'm trust you
You,
was there that night.
No, I probably wasn't. I was probably knocked out. I ain't
It
gonna
was
swear to
me
you.
man,
and
I just was.
I wish man was in here right now.
it's
He'll tell
420
you.
and like two other people or three of us. I
I
think it
was
was just three
asleep.
of us.
Most likely, I'd be on a panel with him, but I was asleep.
Mm.
Look, she revved up a chainsaw one
Yeah, it was
time.
like late night too. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning type
Yeah,
of
nah, I'd be knocked
vibe we
out.
was doing.
I don't.
Yeah,
Man.
it was late as hell last night. I started about 2:30.
Was it last night or was it the night before? Damn, I can't even remember, man.
No, it was the night before. Night before, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I had to recover last night. That wine
Man.
Oh, hit my daggone.
had me in a whole other place.
How you been doing, Just how you been doing, man?
I'm good. They struck my channel for a video that I did a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. They struck my
Wow.
channel, so I couldn't go live for 7 days.
Huh.
Yeah.
You these lives usually do on your channel
Yeah, we usually do this on my
on
channel, but
Fridays.
I can't do it because they just struck my live
Wow.
because I don't know. It was a video I did in 2019. The crazy thing is I don't even remember doing that video. I'm like, I don't even remember this video. That's how long ago it was. So
So it's like that's basically like they went through your archives or something, like they went back.
yeah,
That's crazy.
it was a video about pedophilia actually.
Hmm.
And it wasn't even my video. What I did was I uploaded a video that was already on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was bullying and harassment. To who? The pedos?
Right. It's like why would you why
Why
would
are y'all
it's
protecting
kind
the
of like
pedos?
defending in a sense. It's like they're defending them in a sense. If you ask me at this point, is you know.
All right, let me see.
What y'all speaking about right now? What are you building on?
Well, we're going through. We're doing a reaction to this conspiracy theory of everything video.
Conspiracy theory of everything.
Yeah, we
That's a
real
long one. It
live.
said, damn, there it said like 3 hours.
It is. That's why we might have to have two parts because we real live just made a 2 hour video on 30 minutes of this video. My brother keep wanting to stop and talk and stuff. Mm, mm.
Oh, okay, it's me.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm about to play it.
The idea in a nutshell is that governments put fluoride in our water supply in order to negatively affect huge populations and facilitate mass control, whether for financial gain through the health defects that it causes or for the purpose of disrupting our connection to the spiritual planes. Any quick search of a fluoride conspiracy brings up notions that it calcifies the pineal gland, the organ in our brain that is often linked to consciousness and the third eye. The idea of the pineal gland being linked with consciousness originally came from the French philosopher Descartes, who argued that the interaction between non-local consciousness and the physical world occurred inside of it. If you dig into why water fluoridation began, you find a convoluted, suspicious mess, mostly centering around the aluminum production company Alcoa, who supposedly had a lot of toxic waste to spare that took the form of fluoride as a byproduct of aluminum production. After a single biochemist who was sponsored by them showed in a lab that fluoride affects cavities in rats in 1939, so the story goes, the first public proposal that the US should fluoridate its water supplies were made, not by a doctor, but by an industry scientist. Nowadays, our water is fluoridated in over 24 countries, mostly in the Western world. According to chemist and researcher Charles E. Perkins, who wrote the book The Truth About Water Fluoridation, repeated doses of infinitesimal amounts of fluoride will in time reduce an individual's ability to resist domination by slowly poisoning a certain area of the brain, thus making them submissive to the will of those who wish to govern them. While there are unsupported theories that the Nazis used the chemical in concentration camps or the USSR in their gulags, the threat of fluoride isn't just a theory. The work of Jennifer Luke in the 90s showed that by old age, the pineal gland contains the same amount of fluoride as teeth, having been calcified as we age. Further, a huge review on fluoride toxicity published by the National Research Council in 2006 reported a range of negative side effects from fluoride, including decreased melatonin production and other effects on normal pineal function, which in turn could contribute to a variety of bad effects in humans. In fact, studies from Harvard and China's Shanghai Health Institute may even have linked fluoride to reduced IQ in children and even suggest that it could be toxic to a developing brain. As well as being linked to certain types of cancer, it's also been shown to destroy the male reproductive system in rabbits. The bottom line is, the benefit to risk ratio on water fluoridation is unclear due to a lack of good evidence, with most people not even knowing that they're drinking it. If the conspiracy theories are to be believed, professors doing this research have been met with numerous attempts to discredit them. Stephen Peckham, director of the Centre for Health Services at the University of Kent and professor at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine at the University of Toronto, has had his research of water fluoridation rejected from dental health journals. He's even spoken out about being accused of statistics hacking and for research that made the link between fluoride and hypothyroidism. It seems as though someone does not want this info getting out. Entertainment and subliminal messaging. The entertainment industry has been a source of conspiracies for a long time, with often disturbing subliminal messages in children's entertainment, such as references to suicide and sex found in everything from Disney movies to SpongeBob. But it often goes deeper and darker. The entertainment industry, especially Disney, has seen several instances of hiring young children, making them into massive celebrities, making a fortune off of them, and driving them insane. This has also happened with the K-pop industry, with their so-called slave contracts that force the young singers into decades of servitude, having them work endless hour days and running them to the point of exhaustion. There are actually many instances of these young singers collapsing on stage due to exhaustion. This also links back to the conversation of pedophilia networks, for many celebrities have now spoken out about how bad Hollywood really is for pedophilia, including people like Brad Pitt, Elijah Wood, Evan Rachel Wood, and Corey Feldman. The news. The news often perpetuates a story that things are bad and getting worse. There is a consistent theme from the news of toxicity, and as people watch this in mass, we come to believe it, and thus perpetuate it. The people running the news command more attention by spreading this kind of information because bad news gets more attention than positive stories, and therefore we continue to create this reality. When you're constantly looking at the world in a negative light, you are not looking at your own light. In fact, you don't even know that there is light within you. There is only darkness, shadows, and frightening imagery. And so what happens? But humanity falls further and further into a world of self-created delusion. It's also worth mentioning that even the local news is ultimately both written for and controlled by a unified source, regardless of the network. Just watch this clip and you'll see how bad it really is.
Our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media things simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control.
Oh shit, 420, you know about that, eh?
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Spooky.
Did one of y'all say something?
Oh, me.
Yeah, we just.
Nah, I just said that was spooky. Like how they all just talk simultaneously together.
That's because it's a script.
Right, that's what makes it spooky. Like when you listen to it like that, it's like, man, all y'all was on the same voice level with everything. Like y'all was making a song.
Oh yeah, they was harmonizing like a mug, wasn't
He knows what time it is. He knows that. 420 knows this shit. Spooky.
That's some scary shit, man. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, that's scary. I can't do it.
But I mean,
that's
right.
deep right there, though. That's some real shit they're talking about right here with these celebrities.
Yeah, that's like some zombie stuff.
Oh, don't play with me.
This is what they
I'm
do,
just
man.
saying, like mentals out. I ain't saying like come to get nobody. I'm talking about mentally. Like they like mental. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, trying to
like robots or something like that. That's crazy, man.
How do I set just a one-time alarm for tomorrow? I gotta get up at 5:00.
Wow, man.
Cause my kids are going to my mom's house in North Carolina, and my cousin's taking them.
Whatever time you want to shut it down, it's 10:45 there.
Yeah, so
you want to go to 11?
We can go until like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I can go to sleep, wake up whenever.
I know. I'm just saying, it's all on you, sis. Because, I don't get no sleep either, so I'm still going to
I'm not driving, so I could sleep in the car.
I got to clean this house up, get started on it. Well, keep on doing it, I do want my deposit back, but I ain't tripping.
I know that.
I will never get a deposit back anyway, so I'm tripping.
Hey, 420, you told Unjust here about like the all-female panel we trying to do?
The what?
All-female panel that we trying to do.
On what panel?
All female.
What female?
420, you don't remember that the conversation we had? Like we was talking about
he was drunk,
all female panel.
Hold on. Oh, you talking about Nikki C?
Right, yeah, with Nikki C and
Yeah. I remember now. I know what you're talking about.
You spoke to Unjust about it because I want Unjust on there too, like
Oh well, yeah, go ahead. She right there.
Yeah,
no, he ain't talked to me about it. He don't care.
No, I didn't. I forget. I did. At least I admit it. Yeah, I ain't sit back and keep lying.
You wouldn't have said nothing about it if my good brother Prophet ain't say nothing.
Man, thank God for Prophet for real. That's the
No, don't
homie,
even
man.
Well,
That's
don't
the
try to do
homie.
that. Don't try to do
That's
that,
the
sir.
homie. That's the
I
You
think
homie.
we
look,
gotta
he
probably
neglects me,
link in the
Prophet.
Discord.
It's because I won't be friends with his friend,
We gotta
King
do it.
James.
That's what it is. That's what
That's
it
what it
is.
is.
See, I be having to spot her in lives and stuff. She's supposed to be sending me links. You know what I'm saying? She don't send me the links to people's lives. She just be in the lives chilling. And I come in there
No,
and be like, oh,
honestly, I'm
okay,
gonna keep it a
sis.
buck with you. I be a lot of times I either be in my office or with a client. So sometimes I'll see, or I'll be driving. I'll be with a client. So sometimes I'll be seeing somebody live, and I'll just duck in, and I'll make it. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys, but I'll make it look like I was in it for a long time. But I don't be able to be in.
Yeah, I noticed that too on me. I done seen it happen. Like I see her way
But
up
I
there and she
don't
ain't say
be.
nothing else. I be like, I bet she just listening now.
Nah, I be out. I need to go spend other week
Mm,
because I be at where I be with my clients. I be doing stuff. I be busy. I
no,
have
I'm
a
gonna be
lot
real
going
with
on.
you. That happens to me a lot. So she ain't the only one. I'm gonna confess to. I do that
I'm about to
sometimes
say,
too.
brother, you
Cause
about to let me go down in flames by
nah,
myself?
I ain't. Cause I do it too. I mean, I got children. Sometimes something happen and I'm not by the phone no more. I
That
don't know
brother
what
gonna
happened
let
after
me.
that.
So yeah, like sometimes I'll pass through, brother, and I don't send you the link because I don't even be in there for that long.
Yeah.
Even like when you send me the link to people
I
live,
know,
I'll stop
sis. I
through,
know. I
and
was
I
just
know
playing. You
I'll
getting
have
all
to stop
sensitive and
through.
stuff. Quit getting sensitive, sis. I was
I'm
just
getting
playing.
sensitive because I'm drinking my 0 calorie Gatorade, and I'm not gonna be able to eat after Sunday.
Oh man, that's
Hold
crazy.
on, is it zero
Woo!
sugar too?
What's today? Friday?
I'm just you mess with the Discord. You in like you know about Discord?
Yeah, I know about that.
Maybe that's the way we can link, like to link you with the other female.
What, on Discord?
Yeah, and just I have a little personal Discord, not a public one, just a personal one.
Oh, okay.
They trying to get a panel together with the queens,
Yeah, I
and
think
he invite
that's the
you
best
to.
way we can probably do it. If you can go in, if you can hop on my Discord and then you can talk to her from there, and you guys set it up.
See, I ain't got
Oh,
no
okay. That's
Discord.
what's
We
I
up.
can
don't
probably
do
do it
Discord.
on your channel 420 or my channel or your channel. I'm just you can mix it up, maybe mix it
That's
up every
what's
now and
up.
then or something there.
Yeah, because we do need like all different kind of voices. Like I be like to
Yeah,
know what the queens feel about certain subjects. Like we gotta be able to bring the energy right. Like not all
So
masculine, not all
what if
feminine.
the queens don't believe in King James either?
They ain't got to. It's all gravy. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
they
I'm a
ain't
cool.
got to. But you was ready
Look,
to
sis.
bite my
I
head
am a
off.
cool debater. I'm a cool debater. I don't take it to
yeah,
the heart. I mean, I'm
you
not
you
physically trying to roll up on you tomorrow. None of that.
yeah.
master
420.
debate.
We'll be the moderators for that. We just like sit back and enjoy the build, man. Let the queens
No,
build.
you
Me and
gonna be the
420 just
moderator.
sit
I'm just
back.
gonna listen. I don't know if I can control that, bro.
Yeah,
That's a whole lot of
My
energy right
brother
there,
he's a master debater.
yeah. I can't wait to see
man.
how this thing gets popping, man. Because we got like I have three on my side, like three girls on my side. So I
Mm.
know I'm just you got four if you're down. You know what I mean? So hopefully it works out.
It all
That would
depends
be
on the
awesome,
day.
man. Every week or every 2 weeks, we just do like all female panel.
Look, I know this is gonna be off subject, and sis gonna be mad,
All
but
types of
this
subjects.
border crossing thing is crazy, man.
Why did you like you knew that Biden was gonna do that?
Right, and I'm saying like officers coming there. I got you. It's like we saw it coming, and when we spoke
Hmm.
about it, people got mad. It was like, "Oh, that's racist." Da 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 da. And now it's like they flooding at record high numbers to get across that gate.
Yeah.
It's
And
wild,
it's
man.
scary. It's not, and it's not. I mean, the reality of it is that America created this problem for real because they messed up a lot of the people's home. But when Trump said that a lot of the people that are crossing the borders are criminals and stuff like that, he
Yes,
wasn't really lying because
he wasn't lying.
a lot of the people that are crossing the border are like, let me say, the worst people and the ones that are taking the most advantage of this right now are the human traffickers.
Facts.
They're the human traffickers, and I
Drug
guess in a
smugglers.
I guess in a I when when Trump was president, he was bringing a lot of the pedophilia to life. And one of the things I kept telling people is that when Biden becomes president, he's going, and especially with Harris as vice president, that's the worst too, man. That the whole pedophilia and human trafficking thing is going to get crazy. And I don't know if people thought that I was talking about only in America. No, they bring children into America to kill them. So now with the borders being open, all they have to do is kill off the parents and sex
Right.
traffic the children.
Right. And look, and when you had Trump making the kids stay there, people got mad at him for that. But the reason why he did that is because people come over and be snatching people's kids up and be
Yep.
coming across the border. He was keeping the kids to make sure they wasn't going with the wrong people. But people took that like, oh, he's taking people's kids. No, he was actually helping the sex trafficking to not keep going. He was lessening it down. That's why they was mad, because he was stopping money. They make money off sex trafficking. You know how
They
much
make
money they
money
make
off
every
them
year?
children. And it's not just
Yeah.
sex trafficking. You got organ harvesting. You got all of these
Oh
things
yeah.
that
Yep.
happen
Yep.
to
Yep.
people when they're quote unquote illegal immigrants. And that's what people fail to realize. If you're here illegally, you're not a person.
You're not even here. Right.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
You
not
you're
documented.
invisible.
Yep.
So if you let somebody come across the border, you track them, and then you kill them, who going to look for them?
Right. And then look, to elaborate on what you're saying, sis, I stay in Oklahoma City, on the south side of Oklahoma City. It is a lot of Mexicans, but it's a lot of illegals. A lot of them. And you can tell because they be in groups and everything. They can't even speak English to you, ain't no cards or nothing. They get picked up and they go to the little construction sites. And they come
Mm-hmm.
home, they get their coat, they get their bottles. But what I'm saying is, they have no feelings. Like, I didn't see them be ready to rape a female, take little girls, everything. I've seen this with my own eyes.
It's not that
We
they
had to
don't.
stop
It's
them a
not that
couple
they don't have
times.
feelings, brother. It's just that in their culture, you are grown when you can have kids, or when you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And it's not even that. It's just that they. Uh, the biggest thing for a woman is to get married, get a husband, and get married. So if you can take a little girl and make her, Justice left. All right, Justice, you have a nice night at work. If you could take a little girl and get her to be your wife, and then once she's able to have children,
Sick shit.
you know what I'm saying, you get her pregnant, then she's yours. And so when they come to America, they bring their culture of that, here.
Right. Right.
And it doesn't
And a lot
fly
of them
here.
be hell of aggressive too. I'm gonna be real. Like, as far as rapings, I'm just gonna keep it fire with you. Some of them, a lot of them are illegals. If they catch you in a dark place and they drinking, or if they you see the environment right, they will try to take something. I
Yeah,
promise
that's happened to me. That has happened to me on more occasions that I'd like to talk about. You
you.
know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So
So
people know
it,
I'm
it's
not lying
real.
about that.
But
I'm
the
not
thing
just trying
about
to
it
throw
is
nobody under
that
no boat.
it's not just the Hispanic community. There are other communities that do it as well.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah. It
it's
is.
more, yeah, but it's like we cohabitat more with the Hispanic, like blacks, and we cohabitat more with the Hispanic community.
But see, that's
So
why I said immigrants though. Like the regular ones that's cool with us and they do what they got to do, they straight. But a lot of the immigrants that come over here, they got this mentality. Like, I've been in jail in Mexico. They giving you bean burritos, you sleeping on the floor. You come down here, you get to sleep on the cot. If they get caught for rape, they just go to jail and get out. Like, you got to look at our justice system. It's lackadaisical compared to Mexico. You do anything out there, you might die.
but Mexico is not just the only one with a hard jail system. A lot of places like Africa has some hard jail
Yeah,
systems.
they do too. Africa do you dirty.
You daggone sure don't want to go to
Promise.
jail in Haiti.
Nope. You don't want to be raping nobody. You don't want to
Um,
be messing with no kids. Man, it's all bad. I
El
promise
Salvador, if you
you.
even make it to jail.
It's all bad.
Honduras,
That's what I'm
you
saying. So
know,
they come from harsher sentences for what they do. So they get here, and this is child's play. Like, they here illegally. You can't book them. All you can do is send them
Hmm.
back to Mexico
Hmm.
because they ain't documented. And
Jamaica.
they
Shoot,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of places with harder jails. It's just the
It
fact
is.
that,
It
like I
is.
said, we cohabitate with more Hispanics. You'll find more Hispanics in the hood than you'll find like Africans and Asians and
And you
stuff
know what
like.
the
Cause
crazy part on that is?
like I told you earlier, the Asians want to come down here and make money, buy a house, and then they'll move in together. And then everybody will pool their money in to buy the next person a house and the next person a house and the next person a house.
The Mexicans do that too.
Yeah, they
I know
do
they
do
do that
that.
out
But a
here.
lot of times, sometimes, not gonna say a lot. Sometimes they come down here and they move into the hood, or like say it's like the mom and the dad, before they can make the money they move into the hood. That's why we cohabit. We what is this called? Am I saying the right word? Cohabitat. We live amongst the Spanish people more.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's facts.
Because
That's facts. But the
they
cold
move
part
to the
is,
hood, and that's
I
why
know out
we
here.
go ahead.
I was gonna say out here in Oklahoma, like they around us like that, but it's just like a lot of them really don't like us like that, and it's kind of crazy because it's like you go in the wrong place on the south side of Oklahoma City, the Mexicans will light your ass up. You know
But
what I'm
it's
saying?
not. It's really not literally just
Yeah.
us. They just don't like people that's not them.
All right.
I don't
You
know.
know
I done
what I'm
seen them
saying?
be a hell of. I done seen them be real cool to Caucasians. I ain't gonna lie to you. I done seen them just look at black folks like I despise y'all. I done seen
So
them kick it with.
do you know that they were Caucasians? Because you know a lot of Spanish people do
But
look white.
420, no, it's 420. You know a little bit more about. Maybe you haven't. I've been waiting for you to elaborate more on it because I know you know something that I know when it comes to Negroes and blacks. They're not the same people.
Right.
What
I
do you
know
mean?
you probably forgot a little bit, right? You know what I'm talking about. They're not
Yeah. 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 You
a
talking about
black person
the
is a native African.
the split between the Hebrews and the Africans?
Right. They're not the same people, but they look alike.
They look alike, exactly,
Just like
exactly,
how
and
you
they
have
hide
different
out amongst
Asians,
each
right?
other all the time.
You have Filipinos, you have Cambodians. They're not necessarily, they're both Asians like a Japanese and a Chinese, but they're not the same people, even though they look alike. It's just like
Right.
us when it comes to black people. Negroes and blacks is just like saying a Filipino and a Chinese. They're two different Asian. They're not the same people. They're closely related to us more than anything.
Who?
Like a Filipino or Cambodian compared to a Japanese or a Chinese. It's
So
not the
who's
same
more
people.
related to us?
A Cambodian and a Filipino is
Filipino.
more related to Negroes more than
Yeah, the
they're more on our
Filipino.
side.
More than who?
Just like how you have like different degrees of a white person. You have a German, you have the Irish, right?
Hmm.
There's different. It's kind of crazy how to. I would have to do a live where I break this down to the T because it's something that's hidden, but it's out there at the same time. You can see it if you deal with a lot of cultures and people. But just use the basic example of a black person is a native African, but they're not the same as Negroes. And
What is a Negro?
even in the biblical scriptures, it tells you that in numerous parts of the Bible.
So what is a
The
Negro?
Negro would be the African.
No, 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 no. Negroes would be the
Negro ain't
people
the
that
African,
ran into Africa.
Negroes are
Negroes,
what?
but they
Negroes are the
not.
people that ran into Africa from Roman persecution. Because remember, the blacks sold Negroes.
So where did Negroes come from? Like
Okay,
who
so
are they?
Negroes got to be the Hebrew Israelites because they're the ones that ran into Africa to get
Right?
away
They
from the
ran. They were
persecution
right
from the Romans,
to blend in with the Africans because
to
they look
blend
like
in
it.
with the Africans because they look like them.
You're right, and it's just like that. I use that example. I like to use that example because that's how it is in other cultures also. Just like Asians, you have different degrees of Asians, but they look alike, but they're not the same people.
But see, when you said that we closer to the European race, that would make sense because biblically, I do believe in, a lot of the Bible. Not saying all
Yeah,
fully
I
because you
do
got to
too.
read
I understand.
everything. Like I tell people,
I
read
understand
We
it too.
got
everything,
we
not
got it.
just.
You and King James, y'all buddies. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you too. I'm with you
But
too. Like it's
this is
like
what I'm
I know
saying.
all the
What he's
things, I know all
saying,
the faulties and all that, but there is
what
stuff
he
in there that
How are we
right.
close to the Europeans?
But look, what he's saying makes sense in my opinion because Jacob and Rebecca. No.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Rebecca,
Jacob
you're
and
right, Rebecca.
Esau came out of Rebecca, which was a
Right,
black
Hmm.
woman, and she had twins, which was two different
Didn't
nationalities.
I
God
just
told her,
tell
right.
you?
Yeah,
You didn't hear in the beginning when I was talking about black women having the Eve gene.
I heard that.
yeah, I know about that
I
too.
believe you
So
on that. I ain't even
Uh-huh.
the
protest that.
Right.
but so if the black woman have an Eve gene and she has
Right,
two children, one black
Hmm.
and one not black, that
right.
not black child is still black.
Right.
But look, this is what
Right.
So
I'm
that's
saying.
when I tell
She got some
people,
there though,
Look, this is what
420.
I'm
She
saying.
got
Hold on,
some
listen to
there.
what I'm saying, sis. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. In a regular world, that's right. But what was happening with
Bullshit.
that
She's
was
right, but at the
spiritual.
same time, it's bullshit at the same time.
What happened there was spiritual, sis, is what I'm saying. Now you right, you
Right.
right.
Okay.
That's still you still a part of the black race. That's why they closer to us than anybody else. You just like
Uh,
our brother, but we just don't admit it.
it's
but
very
Because
like
we
deep.
you
came at the
said,
same mama.
there are
Shit.
different kind of whites. So
Yes. Right. Right.
It broke from
the
that first
one
white though.
the one who came out of her, that is our people. When I
Hmm.
remember, you know how I say Caucasians and whites are
There
two
we
different
go.
people? Yes. The one, because you
Uh,
still have to take in account the ones who fell down here to Earth who are
Yep.
not indigenous to Earth.
Uh-huh.
They now back
and
in
they're
them
not a
days,
color. You can't
back
call them a color.
they look. Let me finish. Let me finish this story. Back in them days, this is my opinion. This is from
Yeah, to break
reading
it
what I
down. I want to
read.
hear it, man. Cause you
You
on some.
have
You on some.
the black woman. She gave
Mm.
she had every race, the blacks and the non-black,
Right.
Caucasian, our
Right.
people, our cousins. They came
Right,
from the black woman.
Hmm.
right.
If you want to put in the fallen angels in there, they came down. They saw women and they're like, "Ooh, we want them." Okay.
Hmm.
So, and they had to put on people suits. They had to masquerade and look like us eventually. I believe
Right.
they picked
Hmm.
the Caucasian race because they were the minority. They were the quickest
Hmm.
ones to sell their soul. They were the minority. Back then, they used to call them lepers. They were
But
diseased.
see,
They had no color.
look. This is what kills that whole argument. Is the
What is
fact
that?
that I don't even think the Caucasian race was around when they came down here and made it with God's people. That was
Where
before
were
the
they?
flood. The white people came after the flood.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know 420. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I ain't gonna lie.
The Rebecca story was after the flood.
Hmm. Shit. Um.
They were still
That's a
Caucasians
big.
on.
Yeah.
There was Caucasians. She was one person who did that, and if they just
Everybody was
put her.
black at
I
that
know where
time.
420 is going to with it. Hold on. I
But
know.
hold on,
Yeah.
Moses was he was
Black.
not. Hold on,
He
it was
was the
somebody.
so-called
No,
Israelites. Yeah.
somebody was not black. It was somebody before that story that they said was pale. Let me get
Matthew, I
my.
think Matthew was, but he was part of the New Testament.
Nah, somebody back then was pale, was
I
white
don't
in the
know.
Before
Bible.
You gotta
before
enlighten
before
me on that
Rebecca
because
before
everybody was
Rebecca
black.
had the two
Let
nations in
me
her womb.
see.
They was either African or Hebrew at that time. Be real, or they was you had Muslims around. You had Muslims, the Iranians, whatever you want to call it.
Well, they're Arabs. Arabs.
However you want to call it. Yep.
Arabs were. You know the funny part is this is why I like to fuck people over with because you know the funny part is a Arab who they like they call it Punjabi a Indian today, but really we are the Indians. But
Right.
they call them the Indians, like an Arab
Right.
nowadays.
But
You see how they
everybody
switch up the
here,
names and shit.
everybody here was melanated. Everybody was dark. They might have been the
But check
same
this
race,
out.
but everybody here was dark.
Check this out.
And
420.
then that's when
Hold on. But before the flood, weren't they giants?
Right. Okay,
That happened right
we go
before the
into a lot of
flood.
stuff now
Yeah,
because you
and
see,
then
I'm
the
Yeah,
looking
but
at
hold
giants.
on. But before the flood, weren't they giants? They didn't wear people suits before the flood. It was
Right,
after the flood you don't really hear of the big old Nephilim anymore.
right, because
their
they had
spirits,
to kill. They had to
now, their
kill each other
demons now,
off too. That was the clash of the titans. They
their
talk about
demons,
it all the time.
their demons
God
now.
put a spell over them and made them fight each other, and then they flooded out and they was fighting each other and killing each other off, and all of them died allegedly. But
I
that's
don't
why.
think that's what
No,
okay.
no, they didn't all die though. They didn't all
Oh
die.
yeah, I don't think they all. I said
No,
allegedly.
yeah,
That's why I said allegedly because you got
yeah.
Amazon
Okay,
and all these
you
other
right.
places where you can't go.
So
Right.
okay, all right. So if you right, okay, say you right, and everybody before the flood was black, and you had giants before the flood, then
Right,
that would mean that it would have to be after the flood when they had to masquerade and put on people suits.
right. Because
Okay.
now you got to
And
disguise yourself because God know who you are. And then other people know you're a giant. So now you got to come in like I'm a regular person. This ain't real. That's why they keep blocking out the giants and everything else. They don't want you to think that's real. That
Well,
was not
420.
real.
You remember what happened with these Nephilims, right? They turn into demons.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
now negative
That's what
spirits.
people worship.
Right.
That's your
Right.
that's your multiple spirits you got on this earth that's still here because
Right.
like I say
That's
at the
them.
end of the day, I feel like all of these spirits is still gonna be on earth and I think everything gonna get judged by the creator, whether you call him the most high God, whatever you want to call him. At the end of all this, I think whoever the creator is, everything gonna get judged. Everything that walked this earth, every demon, every spirit, everything. So I think some demons and spirits are not actually bad. I wouldn't talk to them, but I think some of them actually is trying to redeem themselves. Some of them is trying to do the right thing because they know at the end of the day it is somebody they got to answer to. That's how
no,
serious it
no,
is.
no, no, no.
I'm
Their
just
whole
going.
way of thinking is I'm going down, I'm taking as many people as I can with me. They don't
That too.
But
That too.
you
That
might
too.
have some that got to change heart.
so you telling me that they're good demons? What have you been watching? Have you been watching that TV show Lucifer?
You're right. Hey, I'm just. You're right, man. Shit.
They
You got.
they don't
Hey.
care about no look, they already their fate is sealed. They already
Hmm.
know. And I'm not saying that as from a biblical standpoint. I'm just saying in general. If you have somebody, let's even say a witch. If you have somebody, a witch, a Satanist, anybody who is dedicated to doing bad, they're not going to change their mind and want to do good. They're going to want to have as hey
Hmm.
Queen Bee, they're going to want to have as many people doing bad as they can
Right. Right.
before they go.
And I'm just. I know you know a
I
little
get what you're
more.
saying, sis.
I know you know a little more. I'm just. You're a little more deeper because I heard you speak a couple times on certain things. I know you know more than what you say now because
Oh yeah, she know.
yeah,
Yeah, some things I just don't talk about,
you
or I
you
don't say.
know
I don't get into it.
you know the multiple chess pieces that they use. One spirit can have multiple avatars, right?
Hmm.
Right. And look, when
Right.
I sit up here and debate with my sis, people think we really be arguing. It ain't like that. Like I
I
be
already know.
listening to her.
I
People
already
don't
know.
understand. Like
I
I
love it,
learned
man. I
from
love
sis.
y'all, man.
I learned from sis,
That
bro.
should be
Like
funny.
I already know.
she
He really got his feelings about his good Sir King James though. You
I
see,
here
he
love
we
it,
had to
man.
go
I
go to the
already
again,
know.
store.
I
God.
love it, man.
He
See, I
see,
gotta
he
bring
had
the
to go
zombies
to
back.
the
You
store
know, I just
every
watched
day.
the movie with George Washington versus the zombies.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
You
to the
know
next
why you
topic.
do that? I don't even understand.
Because you keep talking about King James, and I'm
Cause
you making me
that's
look
your good.
soft
That's
over
your
here.
good
You
friend.
making
That's
me
your
look
good friend.
soft. I just
Hey,
said the Bible has
I'm just
knowledge in it. You making it like I'm holding his shoes and slippers or something.
You
you can
would
love
I'm
King
a
look
James, I'm
if you
man.
was
just.
alive right now, you would be holding his
Oh,
damn
see,
shoes.
that's what I'm saying. I'm a man. I'm a man, sis.
How you
It
feel
ain't
about
no
King
money in the
James?
world to make me not be a man. What you
Hold on,
mean?
look. You be over at King
What?
James' house and shit, telling some how you know he
Wow.
gay. Ain't
Okay,
nobody never say
okay.
he gay. And look, and
Hmm.
then turn your camera on. Next thing you know, we see King James putting his hand on your shoulder and shit coming up behind you.
Glad you put
giving
me
you
out there,
giving
bro.
you
That's
one
what
of
I'm
them
saying.
hugs where he move his hips and
See,
shit.
one of P Diddy hugs. We used to eat
Yes,
cereal in the morning.
yes,
We woke up eating cereal in the
Yo,
morning at the same bed.
yes. Oh my God, you hit the nail on the head. A P Diddy hug.
yeah.
You're like, hell no, man, don't get on no P Diddy stuff. You're like, bro, you acting real rapey right now, bro. You need to get out of my house right now. I don't know
I'm
what
like,
you
what you
doing.
jumping for? What you jumping for, brother? What you jumping
Uh-uh.
for? King James behind you, giving you one of them behind from the behind.
But look, you gotta think about it. They gotta be a terrible feeling for you to be kicking it with your homie and you get a rapey feeling from them. And y'all, it's two niggas kicking it. You like, bro, hold up. I feel like this dude gonna try to take me out in a minute. Like, that gotta be a terrible feeling. Like, hold up, bro. I don't even need to be here right now. I don't know where. I ain't into all that stuff, bro. You got music playing. This, nah, bro. You talking about drink this? Ain't nobody here but us. I don't want to drink none of that. I'm just a go,
So
bro.
420.
You be like, I'm about to come over, King James. He gonna be playing. I'm a
Like
little dark.
That's wrong, man. That's wrong. That's wrong. See, what if all that stuff ain't even true? We just sit up and you fire them up for no reason. And you get to the afterlife and King James come to you like, bro, I was a black man the whole time. You gonna do me like that?
Look. There's people been touched by black men. Look at P Diddy.
Uh-uh.
The truth
let's
of
go
the
back on it. Let's go back on it a
Wow.
little bit. Let's touch on it a little bit because this is the funny part. It's like you don't have to have black, like a dark skin complexion in order to be black,
You
No, you
don't.
don't.
because the Arabs are the real black people.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. 'Cause think about it.
I
Think
just
about it
think that the
heavily. Think about it
Arabs.
now. Okay, just according to the Bible. According to the Bible, right? Because in the Bible, you remember Ishmael, right?
Yeah, but Ishmael didn't get the blessing.
But
No, he
that
didn't.
his people became the black people. They were the people of Egypt. Remember
Mm,
now. Remember now, 420. Think on it
so,
heavy.
so you saying the Asians was Egypt?
Not the Asians. Arabs.
The Arabs.
Yeah,
I
the
thought they was just
Arabs. Those
Muslims
aren't
at that
black
time.
people. Arabs is black. But
I
they
mean,
don't all have to look
they
black.
they melanated skinned. I don't think I would just say they black.
This is what y'all gotta understand, and this is what both of you have to understand, that when you get oppressed, right? The story is told from your oppressors, right? And the Bible was literally, the King James version of the Bible is literally written by King James. First, let's just go back. Let's go
Now
back a little.
I'm a little bit. What I would say is King James authorized it. I wouldn't say he written the Bible though. He
Well,
authorized
Right.
well, who gave him the power to authorize a Bible?
it. Well,
But
he
who
was the
knows?
king of three
What if
government.
God gave him the power? The Most High gave him the power to authorize that Bible.
Because he is a man. God is not going to give a man the power to authorize. Okay,
Why wouldn't he? He said that he
because
worked
it
through people though.
even in the Bible that he authorized, it says that no man will ever have that power. No man, no man.
No man would
When
have
you
never
give
had
a
the power to
man
do what?
a power to talk like that over the world, that is literally the definition of Satan. That well, the devil or whatever you want to call him down here. When a
Now,
Right.
man actually walks the earth and tries to have any kind of heavenly
Yeah,
authorization,
that's blasphemy.
that is literally Satan. So when he
Yeah.
decided to make his own authorized signature copy of the Bible, that is a
But let me ask you
no-no.
a question. Could it been that he made it like that because he
No,
saw what was coming and he saw the influx of the enemy coming through and they changing
no,
stuff and
sir.
he hold up, sis, hold up. And he wanted to do it to keep it the way it was supposed to be because he
No.
knew they was gonna come through and mess it up because he did his own version, but they were still making their own Bibles. Let's not sit up here and say that that's the only Bible out there. It ain't just King James. And you go to most of these prisons, they ain't got King James Bibles no more. Why they take them out? Why they put the new Bibles in there? If the
Because
King
it's
James
time.
Bibles
Look,
was so
I
bad
told
and
you a
y'all,
long time. It is a changing of the ages, and I've talked to you about this.
but
There's a
it's the same
each
King James Bible from way back in the days.
no each
This is the
age.
same book.
They have the New Age Bible. Each age has a new
right.
God.
Uh,
They have a new God each age. It even says it in the King James Bible. It tells you some of the changing of the ages. How at first you had Abraham, right? And then once Moses freed the people,
But
they
see,
were
that's
no
more
longer.
changing of the lineage. That's the lineage growing. Like it's not really saying that now we need to believe in something else. It's telling us we
That's why,
still
hold
believe
on,
in the
that's why
same
we
thing.
have different Bibles. When Abraham, when it was no longer the age of Abraham, okay, he was like the bull or the calf or something like that. It
Yeah.
was Moses. So when they were worshiping the calf, he got mad because it was no longer time for them to worship that. It was
But
it
he
was a
was
new time.
worshiping, but they was worshiping the cow too because that's Yahweh, and they worship Yahweh where
Right,
they
right,
came
right, right,
from,
right. Yep,
and
yep,
that was
yep.
the
Now
wrong God.
Right, right.
now then
Yahweh is
when
the calf.
Moses
Yeah.
now when you have Jesus in the Bible, you don't hear about people worshiping Moses or following Moses. Now that's why when Jesus comes, that is called what? The new dang, I was about to say the New Testimony. Oh, it's getting late.
The New
I,
Testament.
yes, the New Testament. You had the Old Testament and the New
To
Testament.
be
You
real
see
with you,
how when things
The New Testament was about his son came down who been here from the beginning. His son came down here in the flesh to sacrifice himself so that we'd be able to talk to God through him
that was
because
the
we did so
that was
many
age
sins
that was the
and
age
we
of
were
Pisces. Jesus was Pisces. That's why it was the two fish. It's all. This is what a
Yeah,
lot of people don't.
yeah,
It's
you're right, bro.
astrology inside the Bible as well. That's why Jesus. That's why he did the two fish. He fed people with two fish and some bread. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the age of the Pisces, and that's why in the Bible he says when you see the man with the water pitcher, follow him
Yeah, the
into
age
the
of
new
Aquarius.
house
right.
or the
Wifey
new
in the
age.
building.
Oh, hey, Sister Law. I'm sorry. I'm not even looking at the camera. My cheeks is hurting, so I'm kind of
Sis,
leaning
I get
on.
what you're saying. And
I'm leaning.
I think a lot of that might have been translated wrong and put in there wrong as far as that
How? How is it? How could that be translated wrong
because
if
I
we're
feel like in
actually
my
watching this
opinion,
play out? We're watching it.
we have been going on the same Bible all this time. It ain't been no
We
change. It ain't no God's
no.
change from
All what
then to now.
time?
Until
I'm
it's
only
changing now.
39, brother. You
But look,
38. All what time? We ain't been here that long.
well, my parents before them was on it
That
too. The
was
same
look
Bible.
at the most we can only speak for 100 years.
You know what makes all this shit easier to decipher is just basically if you really go into knowing who you are and stuff like that in this world, things is mixed up now. But the way to decipher this stuff, the best way, is knowing your blood. Once you know your blood, it makes it easier for you to trace.
That's one thing with people that was born and raised in America. It's hard for us to know our bloodline and our lineage.
Hell yeah.
And we did it. We actually talked about that in one of our lives because what happened was they're telling us that we were slaves, we're from Africa. They're lying, and they're not telling us how we real life was already here. A lot of us was already
Facts.
here.
I do
You know
think
what I'm
that
saying?
on mamas. And that even follows some biblical terms. Biblically tell you that it was dark Indians that came over here before anybody else
That's what
came
I'm
over here.
saying
They
now.
curse was to come
They
over here
weren't
to
even
this land.
Indians.
Well,
We
they
were
They're
said
not
that
the
like,
Indians, the Negroes. The Negroes are the real Indians.
and so it's like a lot of times, and then
Aborigines.
and then on top of that, they killed off the majority of us, and then the ones that they didn't kill off, they enslaved, and if they and separated us, and then the ones they didn't do that to, they locked up. So we don't
facts.
have our we and what we did was we told stories. And now all the stories that we used to tell each other and all the stories that we used to pass down from generation to generation is now called what is it called? Oh, dang,
Folk
what is it
tales.
called? There we go, folk tales. And they got everybody believing that their real history is a lie. Oh, that's just something that people used to tell people to scare kids. Like
Man, I'm telling y'all.
mermaids, like what's the
Hey,
other
don't mess with the
skin
mermaids, bro. We saw that
skinwalkers,
video.
mermaids, skinwalkers, all of that stuff. They're saying, "Oh,
The
that's not
splicing,
real."
splicing.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, that's never. That's real." Demons,
Yeah, for
spirits.
sure. Yeah.
They trying to commercialize it like it's not our real heritage, and that's why people black, mostly people of color, we don't play with that stuff because
Nah.
even though and this is what messes the elites up so much. Even though they tried to strip us from everything that we know, we still know. It's something in our
Right.
DNA that tells us, nah, yeah, we don't fuck
But
with
think
that.
about this though. Think about this. Because you see, ancient times it was easier, things were more direct, right? Now we're in a time where we all mix breed with one another. Now, where just think about it. You have a black so-called colored person, but we have different blood types.
Hmm.
If you ask me, there's damn there, if you really look down to it, there's damn there two different type of people in this world. The RH positives and RH negatives.
The
It's not
RH
about
negatives isn't from the
white,
or this
black,
world.
or brown. This is literally like a thing like RH positive and negative, because you have black people that's RH positive and you have black people that's RH negative. Their
Yeah,
blood is not
RH negatives
compatible.
isn't from here.
Right.
They're,
If you
yeah,
look
that's why they're
indigenous,
negative.
and I didn't study that heavy because most indigenous people, their blood type is RH positive.
Yes, 90% of the 98.5
Right.
percent, I believe, for 0.5% of the world is RH positive. RH negative people and RH positive people, they can't even have
15%.
babies.
15% RH negative.
They can't even
85%
have
RH
babies
negative.
with each other. Like if I was to get pregnant with someone RH negative, my body would kill the baby because they'll
Right.
think it's a bacteria. They're not
Right.
human.
Yeah, we
They're
just talked
not
about
human.
that too.
Yeah, they're not human. And people be like, yes, they are. No, they just look like us. And
But check this
if
out. Right. You just said it. It's like to say, so when you hear a black person who's a RH negative, for example, saying my people, it's like, who are you talking about? Because if you ask me, you're not compatible with your own people that look like you.
a lot,
Or
but some RH
RH
negative
positive say
people,
my people, who are you talking about?
some RH negative people, they don't know this. And because I've met a couple of them that don't know this. They don't know that they're not human. Like they just know that they have a different blood type, but they don't really know that. And I had spoke to this one dude, and he was like, "Yeah, well, my blood's RH negative." I said, "Well, you're not human. You need to go look that up." And he
Now
was
I'm
like,
just, you gotta put me on some game with that, because I don't know about that when you say I'm not human, right?
"They're not human. They're not from here.
No,
Their
yeah,
blood."
I know their blood originated. It wasn't from. Yeah, their blood is not originally from here. But when you say I'm not human now, right? I gotta look more into that type of shit.
Yeah, if you try to have a baby with someone that is RH positive that is indigenous to this planet, you can't because we're not all right, if I'm indigenous to the earth, right? I'm from earth. All right, I should be able to have a baby with anybody else that's from earth
Right.
because we're the same species. If
Cause
you look like me, we're both people, we're both humans, we should be able to have babies.
because
But
I know the mathematics of, like, if I know the mathematics of, say I'm this blood type and I sleep with that person who's this, but I know what the baby's gonna become, what blood
no,
type
they're
baby
gonna
gonna.
die. Unless
Right.
no, now they give you some type of elixir. If you have a
Right. There
that's
we
why
go.
they
Now
give
you
you
speaking.
tests.
It's immunization needle. It's an
Yeah.
immunization needle. They
And
give you the injection.
it suppresses your immune system so you won't kill the baby
Right.
growing
Right.
inside you because your body sees the baby as a foreign body. it,
Right.
it, it
Right. Right.
attacks it like it's a flu or something because it's not human. It's not, that's like trying to have a baby with a dog, or no offense to anybody that's already thinking, I'm not saying you're a dog, but you're trying to interspecies breed. And that's what people don't really think hard about that. If you are a human being and I try to get pregnant by you, we should be able to have a baby. My body should not kill what's growing inside of me thinking that it is a foreign body because it's a human growing in me. But the truth is it's not a human. That's why your body tries to kill it because it doesn't know what the hell is going on. It's like, what is this? Why is this in here?
It's the woman who's RH negative. She's at risk. She's the one
Yes,
that's at risk heavy, because most people in the world is RH positive, right?
yes.
Be fruitful and multiply, right?
Hmm.
That's why most of the world, that they're talking to those people. Be fruitful and multiply, right? That the Adam of that time, right?
This is
Not
what
the
Queen Bee
pre-Adamite.
says.
No, I'm laying down. I didn't see. Hold on, let me get up. I'm sorry. I was giving my cheeks some relief.
So when you sleep
Just
now,
remember when you discussed the IA topic. Well, since now majority of computers have IA within them. Oh shucks.
because there's a mathematics in there. Like everything's like in perfect math, the way everything is laid out right now. Because if you're a RH positive and you sleep with somebody, a female, for example, who's a RH negative, her body's going to look at your sperm as foreign. It's going to reject the fetus unless you get that immunization needle, which enables the birth to be compatible, right?
Yeah, you can't. Those it's the same thing. If you are RH positive and your husband's RH negative and y'all keep trying to have babies, you're gonna have fertility issues.
But the other way around is not the same, right? If
Mhm.
if say if
Both ways.
say if the male is a RH negative and
Both
sleeping with
ways.
a female,
Both ways.
it's
Both
both
ways. Your
ways.
body is going to see that your body's going to see that baby as a foreign body.
Is
If the
it? I'm
males
just
are
for real.
yeah, you cannot do it. You cannot breed. Like the two
So if
people
you're a
cannot breed.
male who's RH
So if you
negative and
breed
you
with
sleep with a
somebody, that
female,
mean they human,
If you have a baby with somebody that's breeding,
hold on, you
and
know
they
what?
ain't
Ask you
gotta
this,
take
I'm
no
just.
shots or nothing.
no, if like two people that's RH negative, they can breed. Two people that's RH positive, they can breed. But if it's a mix, if it's a RH negative and a RH positive, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, you're gonna have fertility issues. And the real problem is that RH negative people, they're having problems breeding.
I'm
Now, like
just.
Okay,
they're
yeah.
You
like
know what?
two
Ask you
even
this.
two RH negative people, they're having serious problems breeding. And when you hear them saying white people aren't able to breed, what do they say? The birth rate for white people are dropping. That's a lie. It's the RH negative. It's it's the those people that are having problems breeding. It's not
I
I'm
was about to
humans.
just.
say because my wife is further than well, she was further than the
It's
mother.
not humans. Humans are having no problems having babies. They're talking about their people.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well, I
just.
know
You know why
mine
I
was
asked you
popping
this
them out.
question? You know why I asked you
Yeah.
this? It's because you see, when it comes to like blood donations, right?
Mhm.
Like a donor.
Mhm.
Remember, RH negatives don't have any antigens on their red cells, right?
Right.
They don't have any antigens. So it's kind of like to say, I know, like if you're a RH negative, oh, say you're O negative, right?
O negatives
And
are universal donors.
universal donors to all blood types. O
Mhm.
positives are universal donors only to the positive blood types,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you give your blood, if you give your blood to
You had a brain fart. I do that too. Hello.
Oh no, I'm still on. What happened?
I don't know. Maybe he ran into your good friend King James. But as far as blood transfusions, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do blood transfusions because it corrupts your blood. It corrupts your blood if
Facts,
you
and they can give you AIDS.
oh gosh.
Real talk. I'm just giving it fire with you, man. If you ain't gotta do that, please don't do it, man, because that ain't no joke. They'll
Yeah,
slide them age in there and
it
be like,
corrupts your
oh,
whole spirit. Your
man,
blood
they'll be
is your
like,
life force. It's your light. It's
facts.
you. So if you take, especially if you take on dang, my cheeks is killing me. Especially if you take on like O negative or A negative or and you're RH positive, it's going to harm you. Like
Right.
just listen to how your
y'all hear
body.
you hear me?
No, yeah, and I hear you now.
Oh, you back now?
Okay. Fuck.
What happened? You
Shit,
ran
man.
into King James?
You didn't hear what I said?
No,
Uh,
you fell off.
Mhm. He
Um,
got one of them titty hugs.
shit, man. I gotta
That's,
repeat
that's,
this again.
that's them biting phones, bro.
Yeah, I'm just. We gotta build heavy. Like we gotta build on some heavy shit. Cause okay, we gotta build on some heavy stuff. Cause I see you know a little bit with this stuff.
Yeah, I know
Oh
it's
man, she'll
book.
blow your mind, boy.
I
Yeah,
know it's a midget.
we
I
gotta
just
do some
know.
builds, man, with this. Cause it's all in the blood, really. Because even the
Mhm.
Bible is really separating the nations by blood. Because nations means your blood type.
Mhm.
But look,
Why
I'm
do
gonna
you
tell you how
think? Why
crazy
you
the
think
blood.
they be doing that? Remember, we were just watching the video when they said that they was drinking the blood of the infants. Why you think they were
Damn,
doing
I'm
that?
on.
Yep,
In the Bible, when they do blood sacrifice, even in
Yes.
the industry to this day, they do blood sacrifice. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Cause you
It's
get that
all
energy
about
at that
blood.
blood.
Yes, it's all about the blood.
And then
And
look,
they
this
don't
what people
have
don't get.
a.
Even biblically, they tell you that the blood is important. When they told you that Cain slayed Abel, and Abel's blood cried out to God. Abel's
Mhm.
blood cried out to God. What you don't get is your blood lives.
It's a
Your
lie.
blood can tell
It's
you what's going on with your body. They can take a little bit of your blood. They know what they're doing in scientists. They can take your
Hold on, I'm
blood and
just.
know exactly what's going on in your body. But they don't want to, but they can.
Let me get some
The
a
shit
lie.
blood is
together,
smart.
man.
And that's why they the people the O negative, that's why they consume our blood, and best believe they're consuming um RH positive blood. That's why they consume our blood. That's why when they do rituals, they spill our blood, because our blood has spirit. Our blood has parts of a soul. We have a soul, and it runs in through our blood. Our blood is energetic. It is very energetic.
Facts.
So when they consume our blood, when they drink our blood, they get some of that energy. Like it's
Right.
so many different. And not only that, when we go to a blood bank and we give our blood, that has our energy in it. It's so many
Facts.
ways that they take our life force and
Now
our
I'm
energy
just.
from us. Yeah.
You got you got the universal red cell donor, and you got the universal plasma donor.
Mhm.
Plasma now, if you really look into the mathematics of the blood type, AB has the most plasma, and they're the rarest people in the world. Their blood, AB. Now I'm not talking about A and B. I'm talking about AB together. Those people that have
Is
the
a is AB the rarest? Um,
yeah, AB is the rarest. AB negative, that's the rarest.
I thought it was O.
No,
I don't know.
O is
O
the most
negative.
popular
It
blood. O,
might be AB negative. You might.
most
Yeah, I
people in the
think you
world
are
is
right.
O. Most of the world is O. O
Yeah, I have
positive.
no
O
clue.
positive is
No, I
most.
think A positive is the most common.
Yeah, O positive and A positive. They're damn near up there with each other. They're
Yeah,
like right
AB
up there, but
negative
they're the
is
most
the
popular
rarest
blood
blood
types.
type.
Yeah, B negative is really rare. Like to find somebody that's a B negative and B positive is
AB
like third
negative is
rarest.
0.6%. B
Yeah, it's like
negative
really
is
rare.
1.5%. AB positive is 3.4%. A
Yeah,
negative is 6.3%. O negative is 6.6%. B positive is 8.5%. A positive is
right.
35.7%, and O
That's almost
positive is
everybody. Almost
37
everybody
point.
is O positive. Every time I ask somebody about blood or they were having a conversation, I always run to O positives and O negatives and
And
A
you know what's
positives.
so crazy is that AB negative is the most rarest blood type for real, but they always push O like it's the most rarest.
Yeah, that's a psyop. I know that's a psyop because even in the black
Hey,
community,
so let me
they
ask you a
worship that
question.
O negative.
Is your blood type different than what your parents' blood type is? Would your
Yeah,
blood
it
type be
can
the
be.
same as your mama's?
It can be and it cannot at the same time because I know a lot of people who don't
Ah,
have the same blood type as their parents.
I say the mother is A positive and the father was B positive. The kid most likely will be AB positive.
and you can't see that on the birth certificate?
Yeah,
No,
you're supposed to be able to see
I
your
don't
blood
think
type.
it is.
That's crazy.
I don't
I
see. I
ain't
don't
You're
never
think
supposed
it's
looked.
to.
on ours.
Your birth certificate is supposed to have your blood type on it.
I don't
It
think it has it
should.
out. I
I'm
don't
gonna have
think
to look
mine
when I
has
get
it
off
on.
here. I
I
ain't never looked
did.
for a
I
blood
don't
type
think
on
it
that.
did. I found the
See,
blood.
that's
How I found
bullshit,
my
man.
blood type is when I had the baby. When I first
See, I
had the
can't do
baby,
that. I'm a male. I can't go in that doctor office now. I'm gonna give him a bunch of
no,
money for dumb
no, no,
stuff.
no, no, no. Yes, you can. That's your kid.
And
You can get
I
out. You can get all of that. That's your child. It doesn't matter if you're the male. It's your kid. When your wife had the
I
baby,
know, but we
they
beyond the baby. My kid is 5 and her tubes is tied. We ain't having no more
but you
kids.
can still go and but do you have the records from the hospital?
My wife do.
Yeah, it's on there. Her blood type and the baby's blood type is on there. Cause they do that when the
Oh,
baby's first born. They check their blood type.
So I'm
so
just
what
I
they
want
got to
to
do with
let.
my blood type though?
You find your blood type at the doctor's office. Go to your or you can go to the hospital. I
So
told you
I'm
that
I'm
Yeah,
before.
just
they ain't take my blood.
No, they're
let's
not
go
going
to
to
the
check your
beginning.
blood.
Let's go to the beginning. Like, do you feel like the fallen angels was negative?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's something from that's not from here. It either
Oh
came
no, I ain't
from
taking no vaccines.
it's either the fallen angel or it's from the sea. Cause I believe that some things came out the sea too. It's a whole nother world down there.
Yeah,
It's
it
so
is a
many
whole nother
things.
world.
It's almost so many things that is corrupt in this world. Like,
And I realized that I realized because even the O, this is how I know that there's something going on right there with what we just spoke about. Because when an O sleeps, a O can't make a A and a B unless they sleep
mm-mm.
with a A and a B.
Yeah, and they can make an A and a B by
A
sleeping
A
with
and a
an A
B
and a B.
can make a O though.
Yeah.
A's and B's make O's.
Hold on, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a O can't make an A and a B unless
I
they
didn't
sleep
know an A and
outside
a
of
B
a
could
O.
make a O.
Yeah, A and B can make O's. They make everything. A and a B together, they make all the blood types.
Dang, that's wild.
They
That's
can make
nice.
even a negative, even a A positive sleeping with a B positive. They can make a O negative.
I didn't know. I don't hold up. I don't think they can do that.
Yeah, yeah, they
Hold
can do
on,
it. They
let
can
me
make
see.
every blood type comes from A and a B.
Google.
You
But
know, I got the phone in my
A
hand.
O can't do it though. O's can only make O's. In order for an O to have something else, they have to sleep with a or a B. But an A and a
But you know
B
how we
can
do
make
over
everything.
here, Prophet. We always gotta hit the Google. Even like it be stuff that I be knowing, but since we like we're gonna look it up.
Damn,
So we
I
just make
tried
sure
even
that
Google with that
everybody
research. That research was just like life experience because I tried Google with that. It was so hard to find
right.
that type of
But
information.
see, with most of us that know what's going on, we can take what you're saying
Mm.
and already know. This is for the ones that's gonna be looking and might be like, hold up, man, what's I don't believe that. So then sis gonna bring it up on Google because that's where they're gonna go look anyway, and you're gonna see it. So that's why we do it like that to just
That's why
weed
I'm
out the
just. We gotta do a build. We gotta like talk on the like
It
set.
says
You know
it
what I mean?
says each person
We gotta
has
build
two
each other.
Rh factors in their genetics, one from each parent. The only way for someone to have a negative blood type is for both parents to have a negative factor.
Nah, hold on, hold on, hold on. Nah, that's what it says right there on Google.
Yeah, hold on. Can two Rh positives make a negative? Being Rh positive, Rh negative means that either you have the rhesus D or on your RBC or you don't. So, is it possible for two people who are Rh positive to produce a Rh negative? Hold on. Is it
uh,
possible? Hold on. Wait a minute. The answer it says yeah, but only if neither parent passes along the rhesus.
Mm.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, like positives can make a negative, but the negative can't make the positives.
uh.
It's
Oh,
like a
that's
mathematical thing.
wow. Hold on. Let me read it. But it
Look,
means
y'all
neither
just learned that here
do
live,
have
y'all.
rhesus D estrogen. Rh status is inherited from our parents separately from our blood type. If you inherit the dominant rhesus D estrogen from one or both of your parents, then you are Rh positive. If you do not inherit it, from your parents and you are Rh negative. So is it
Oh,
positive? Let me see.
that's
Like y'all
interesting right
learned
there.
that here live, folks. I didn't
That is
know that either,
interesting right
man.
there.
Oh me. I'm finna
We
start getting
gotta
into
build
my
with Bills
blood
on
type.
this because I
I'm
know
finna
I'm
find
just
out
knows
before I
some
die.
shit, man. She knows some shit because I gotta build with you, sis.
Hey,
Damn.
look, while we on this live, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. If I do happen to pass away, I'm gonna come back and talk to immjuss. So
No, the
if
fuck
it
you
is
not.
true,
Sir,
if
I
it's
will
true,
stage
and
you.
you get look,
I
if
will
it's
stage
true, and
you
you can
out of
come
my
back and
house.
talk to people, if you can come back and talk to people, I'ma holler at you, sis. So if
No,
you
you
see
not.
me
You gonna have
and
to.
I
You gonna have
pass
to
away,
get
you better
past.
not sage me
You
out,
gonna
bro.
have to
You
get
say
past
sage me out,
my
that's gonna be all
angels. You gonna
bad.
have to get past the God. You gonna have to get past them ancestors that I be having at
Hey,
my
it's all
door.
gravy. I'm gonna
You
tell
gonna
our
have to
know
get
her.
past
I'm gonna say,
all
look,
that 'cause
look.
I
This is what I'm
don't
gonna
do
tell the
that.
ancestors. Look, I'm gonna tell the ancestors. Look, this my sis. Look at our lives. Look, matter of fact, I'm gonna replay what I just said right now. I'm like, look, replay that live right there. Right? Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, he said he gonna come back and talk to you. So I told you. So you can't get mad at me. Can't get mad at me. I told you I was gonna do it. And I know you can talk to them because I know how you roll, and they be around you all the time
Did y'all
anyway.
hear about the discovery of this so-called Dragon Man skull they found in China? What the?
What you can't hit me with that. I wasn't ready for that one, man. You said a dragon, man?
A Dragon Man skull
Get
in
out of here.
China,
They made a dragon man, and now they gonna say we discovered a dragon
and
man.
it
No, you
tells you
made a
it
dragon man.
rethinks. China prompt rethink of human evolution. Why gotta be in China? Why everything made in China though? A new
Did I?
species of ancient human dubbed Homo longi
Oh God,
or
long
dragon.
guy.
I'm done. Or dragon man could potentially put listen. It could potentially change the way we understand
Hold up,
human
hold up, hold up, hold
evolution.
up. You gonna tell me that they not compensating her in this whole thing they making? Now they making a special a long guy person.
Longi.
Oh me, like, look, what was you trying to say in that whole conversation there? Like, what was you trying to tell people? Like, we gonna make a brand new Asian that's gonna be
No,
a lone guy.
listen. It says Homo longi could replace the Neanderthals.
They just bring the big whiz in on y'all. They say we just mess everybody up.
So
Damn.
I'm just
Hmm
how sure are you when it comes to your thoughts on the fallen angels when it comes to them being negative?
I'm pretty sure about that. Like,
You feel like they're all
why
negative,
would
fallen
yeah,
angels?
yeah? Why would they not like? Why is it nowhere on the earth? Where did it come from? If they're not indigenous to the earth.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this, sis. I'm gonna ask you this because I got it down to this. But when it comes to the
Hmm
negative and the positive factor, I want to see what's your input because when I look at Adam and Eve, for example,
hmm
Adam was an A, that's for sure.
Adam was
Eve,
not no daggone ape.
Eve was a B,
Eve
that's
was a
damn for
what?
sure. If that story is real, if you
Hold
go
on.
into the
Eve was a
biblical
who?
shit, yeah, Adam was an A.
Oh, an A. I thought you said an ape. APE. I was
No,
about to say
no,
you calling
A,
my
A.
man's a monkey?
No, like A, the blood type A. Adam was
Okay.
A and Eve was B. That whoever that character is now, that's O now. When it comes to the garden snake or whatever shit, that was the O. But I want to ask you now.
Hold on. How was I? Okay, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I know we don't have that much time left, and we didn't get through this video.
My bad. I stepped away.
We could finish
What
this
happened?
conversation.
I
Let's
would
get
ask
through
you
some of this
this.
video.
I'm just. Do you
All
feel
right, all
that?
right, yeah, yeah. Let's knock
Do you
out some
feel
of
that
this
Adam
video.
was an A positive, or do you feel like he was an A negative?
Positive. They were made from
Because
the
he was
dirt.
made from the world, right? Indigenous.
All right. So let me finish the video. All right.
All right, gotcha.
Surveillance. The Medal of Honor for revealing this really goes to Edward Snowden, the whistleblower who brought to the collective attention how the Secret Service of the US and UK governments had the ability to spy on literally everyone, tracking metadata, watching everywhere that you go, and what you're up to. The first program to be revealed was PRISM, which allows for court-approved direct access to Americans' Google and Yahoo accounts and everything in them. Then came Tempora, a British Black Ops surveillance program run by the NSA's British partner, GCHQ. This includes stuff like call databases, numbers, text messages, and even a secret court order requiring Verizon to hand the NSA millions of Americans' phone records daily. One of Snowden's most frightening statements came in 2013 when he explained that by using the X-Keyscore program, I, sitting at my desk, could wiretap anyone, from you or your accountant to a federal judge or even the president, if I had a personal email. The NSA's top secret black budget, obtained by Snowden, exposed the successes and failures of over 16 spy agencies comprising the US intelligence community, and revealed that the NSA was paying US private tech companies for clandestine access to their communications networks. All in all, it was revealed that the NSA was harvesting millions of emails and instant messaging contact lists, searching email content, tracking and mapping the location of cell phones, undermining attempts at encryption via Bull Run, and that the agency was using cookies to piggyback on the same tools used by internet advertisers to pinpoint targets for government hacking and to bolster surveillance. And yet, after all of this info being dropped, it has mysteriously disappeared from mainstream discussion. Our belief systems. We do it to ourselves. At some level, we have to take responsibility for ourselves. As easy as it may be to point the finger at the ruling elite, and there's no question, justice must be served, we must also recognize ourselves as a part of the problem through our own beliefs, herd mentality, and lack of mindfulness and unwillingness to strive for wisdom. If we wish to truly be a part of the solution, I know you've heard this before, but it's more serious than ever. Be the change you wish to see in the world. As Bruce Lipton has demonstrated with his groundbreaking work in epigenetics, our very beliefs affect our biological systems in deep and very impactful ways. If we can believe we can live a happy life, then we can. And if we believe that it's impossible, then we actually shut off ourselves and our bodies from receiving and experiencing satisfaction. Further, people will often try and rope their friends into their belief systems in order to validate their own opinions and perspectives. And so what we're dealing with here is a mass field of consciousness that is trying to push its beliefs onto everyone else, and the truth is muddled and lost. Generally speaking, all of this unconsciousness keeps us small, and we do it to ourselves. The collective mindset often appears.
I just wanted to say King James is that friend. He's the friend.
Oh, so we back on King James again. I thought we was looking at the video. She had the balls to go in on King James. That's crazy. Okay.
I'm going up. I'm sorry.
Appears to lack any interest in education, learning, wisdom, or connecting with truth. And in this, may compel us to outrageous levels of stupidity. Now, at some level, we must be able to laugh at ourselves, because humans are notorious for often doing very dumb things. In today's day and age, these things are often captured on camera and shared for all to see, which fills up Reddit and YouTube channels to no end. For example, scrolling through Reddit's Our What Could Go Wrong channel will bring endless laughter at the ridiculous things that people do every day. Yet, it is also a clear reflection of our lack of ability to generally exercise a higher consciousness on a regular basis. If we really want to evolve, we have to do better. From the very top of the chain to the very bottom, it seems clear that there is a problem. At the beginning of this chapter, we said that there is a sickness running through the underbelly of human consciousness. And while we have explored the idea that this sickness may be perpetuated and inflicted upon us by a demonic consciousness, whether it's sick, twisted psychopaths, a reptilian species, or demonic entities themselves, the truth is that we actively perpetuate it by staying asleep, pessimistic, and disconnected. And such is the nature of this chapter. within the conspiracy theory of everything. Upon exploring the spiritual path, we can see that we remain complacent due to the disconnection of our souls. For when we live just from the ego, we live as self-centered, materialistic, pleasure-seeking beings who do not actively perceive or care for the search for anything greater. The soul is the voice of truth, love, and compassion within you, the most authentic and highest version of you. It is the eye of awareness within your heart that connects you to everything, that sees and knows that all things are connected. However, in mass, there are so many who are disconnected from the soul and don't even believe that it exists. Thus, ideas like this are often ridiculed and demeaned by the masses, which further perpetuates the soulless body of human consciousness running rampant. A body of ego. Obviously, this makes it very easy for the elite to control the collective mind using all of the ways that we've explored, because we are not operating from a state of higher collective consciousness. Rather, we are operating as if we are chickens with our heads cut off. Yet, if even but a glimpse of the soul can be seen, which often happens through lucid dreams, near-death experiences, psychedelic experiences, or other personal transformational revelations, an individual is usually changed forever. It is very difficult to go back to the way things were when you suddenly see and experience within that you are a part of something so much greater than yourself, and that your own thoughts, feelings, and actions have a direct impact on the world around you. How could you go back to being ignorant of this once you know a higher truth? We must be mindful that solving this problem must be taken from both ends of the spectrum. Those who are perpetuating the crimes against humanity, the mass manipulation, the pedophiles, the rapists, the murderers, all of them justice. However, if we think this will solve all of our problems, we are sorely mistaken. For if we remain asleep and complacent, we remove one leader and a new one just takes its place, and the cycle continues forever. Thus, the other half of the equation is that we must also take it upon ourselves, each of us, to evolve our way of thinking, to heal the connection with our soul, and to be examples of what it means to be virtuous, soulful, and compassionate. But again, this is only still just the beginning, for our journey of waking up also stands in alignment with the evolution of technology and the introduction of new tech that will forever shape the future as we know it. The subject of extraterrestrials has mystified humanity for countless generations. The question of, are we alone in the universe, has inspired us to push forward and advance as a species in the search for life in the great beyond. But to this day, judging by the way people generally treat the subject, it would appear that we have yet to make any form of substantial contact. Yet, the awareness of a deeper truth, that something is being hidden from us, is regularly being leaked to this day. Let's start with some basics, which would be UFOs, which we all know stands for Unidentified Flying Objects, or as they're starting to be called today, UAVs, Unidentified Aerial Vehicles. It was shortly after the 2 atomic bombs went off during World War II that UFO sightings spiked around the world. Hundreds of reports of UFOs began to emerge in the decade that followed the incident, and it was in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, that things got really interesting. Reports of a UFO crash landing in the shape of a flying disc inspired tremendous interest in possible alien activity as the US military quickly quarantined and cleaned up the site, claiming it was simply a weather balloon. This was really the beginning, and today, thanks to modern technology, especially cell phones, we have access to thousands, if not tens of thousands, of seemingly unexplainable UFO sightings from around the world. My own personal favorite is the Dome of the Rock incident from 2011, where several independent people caught footage of a bright, glowing, and oscillating orb that descended over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. After hovering over the sacred temple for several moments, it shot upwards with tremendous speed, disappearing into the sky. In more recent times, a video that was leaked several years ago was released by none other than the Pentagon, featuring 3 separate accounts of US military pilots attempting to track and follow incredibly fast-moving aerial ships, without any clue as to what they were. Along with curious phenomena like these, we also have a long list of ex-military officials who have either claimed to have seen or even had some level of interaction with these crafts, identifying that not only are they real, but they have no idea what they are. One particular interesting subject in this discussion is the work of Robert Dean, a retired command sergeant major who, after that job, became a ufologist and had been very public about his experiences with UFOs and ETs up until his passing away in 2018. At one point, he gave a presentation, the full thing of which you can find available on YouTube, accounting many of the things that he saw in the military and NASA. The most interesting of which being the story of what happened during the real moon landing. Now, many people today believe that the moon landing itself is a conspiracy, that it was faked because of certain things that stand out about the moon landing that don't make sense, such as why the crosshairs of a camera are appearing behind a particular object on the screen, or the strange objects in the reflection of the astronaut's visor. But what Robert Dean has described was that there was actually a real moon landing, but what happened was that upon arriving at the moon, what the astronauts found was that it was populated. There were, according to him, little alien people walking all over the place, ships flying through the, well, I'd call it air, but I guess they don't have oxygen up there, do they? This was such a shock to the astronauts that after their visit, they returned back with 40 rolls of film of what they saw, and NASA supposedly destroyed it. The thinking seems to be that the revelation of this truth was so out there that NASA buried the truth because of what would happen to the world if this was to get out. Now, I'm not saying that I'm in support of hiding the truth, but at the same time, think of how many religious beliefs would be shattered from this truth. How much chaos would be caused if all of a sudden, our entire global paradigm was to change in an instant. Again, I'm not saying that they're destroying the footage, if it did happen, was a good thing, but at the very least, trying to see things from every perspective. Specifically, there was an ex-CIA operative who spoke with AJ Plus at one point, and she described that the single most important thing that she learned from her time as basically a spy was that everyone believes they are the good guy. So even if this event did happen, whoever it is at NASA who controlled all of the information probably did it believing they were doing the right thing. We will return to Robert Dean at another point soon because he shared something else that was very interesting. However, first we have to discuss this. You may be familiar with a man named Bob Lazar, one of, if not the first, to come forward with inside leaks about the secret government UFO programs. He claimed to have been hired in the late 1980s to reverse engineer purported extraterrestrial technology at what he described was a secret site called S4, a site similar to, and rather close to, Area 51. He described that he had access to a recovered UFO ship and for several years was attempting to discover the secrets of how it worked. Lazar claimed that the propulsion of the studied vehicle was fueled by the chemical element with the atomic number 115, known today as moscovium, or E115, which at the time was named unumpentium, since it hadn't been created yet. However, it was first synthesized in 2003 by a joint team of Russian and American scientists for real. He said that the propulsion system relied on a stable isotope of E115, which supposedly generated a gravity wave after being excited by livermorium, element 116, during proton bombardment. He argued that the decay products brought about by the reaction between the two elements would include gravitons, a hypothetical quantum particle that is thought to be responsible for gravity. In his new Netflix documentary, he used the analogy that the craft is kind of like a bowling ball. If you were to put a ball onto a piece of fabric or your bedsheet, and then proceeded to push down on the areas around it, the bowling ball would fall forward into the bends and gaps that you create around it. In this way, the craft would kind of just fall through space by distorting space-time around it, like in a continuous rolling motion. This is what allowed the vehicle to fly and to evade visual detection by bending light around it. He said it levitated silently, and when it was activated, he was unable to even put his hand on it because the force would repel his hand away like a strong gravitational field. According to intel that he received while at S4, the ship, which was one of 9 that the military had access to, was originally from the twin binary star system called Zeta Reticuli and had belonged to the Greys, which are the most common visual of aliens that we generally see today. When you think of what an
so
alien
what
might
we
look
in
like,
is
we even have an emoji for it. He also
let me see.
explained that the way
Oh yeah, we still got a whole lot more. But it is getting late, you know what I'm saying? And people do want to lay down and go to sleep and get them Z's in. You know, people got stuff to do in the morning. But we is gonna pick this up either on Sis Live, on my live, either or. We're gonna pick this back up. And we could possibly do it on the pre-record that we're gonna do for Friday. Ain't no telling what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be cool. Like I'm hyped up about it. I ain't never did a pre-record with 2 people on me. Like I did my own little pre-records and the little videos, but I never really did a whole live like that. Like that's crazy. So y'all, hey, I'm trying to be in the secluded area and stuff. I might just go out to the park or something just to do the live on me. So y'all be on the lookout for that. It is coming. You know, everybody send prayers up.
Good friend.
Right, y'all. We ain't gonna talk about her. Everybody send prayers up for Sis, man, for her operation, and we already know it's gonna go good. But you know how it go. We always gonna send good vibes towards what we want. And if we speak in a crowd, it gets heard. That's all I'm gonna say. On me. So, Prophet, you got something to say before we dip out, bro?
Man, fuck, man. You know, live every day like your last. Make use of every single day if it's not rest. And just remember, a setback is always a setup for a comeback.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And,
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got a link in the Discord so we can have build on conversations, man. Because before we go live again, you know, in the future, and build on some.
Hey, you can drop your link under one of my videos, and I do a upload, and I put it out there. And whoever want to connect with you on Discord, I got
420 into my Discord.
Nah, I got off Discord. It's weird on Discord. I don't know. It's too much on me. It's too much going on, man. Like even to this day, somebody be trying to hack into my stuff from Discord. I'd be like, man, my computer ain't even on. They still be trying to get it. I'd be like, I don't know. I can't do Discord, man. I think people be trying to hack me.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and I want to say, please excuse my brother when he be making his little dub family joints and he make me stuff like animals and stuff like that. Please excuse me.
Man.
When you be
Look,
when you be seeing like chinky eyed polar bears and stuff, please excuse me. I don't know why he does that to me.
I do that because she has Asian in her family and she tries to deny it. And I bring her back to Asian culture all the time and she get mad at me for it. That's what it is.
Almost every Chinese person in them dub daggone family things be me.
Yep.
Like I ain't a whole black person.
Asian in there. But no, she get black rolls too. See, she act like every roll is just all Asian.
Look,
no.
I was just looking and I see right here
Asian
plastered on the front is me. And he hold on.
Yep. I did.
I am a whole freaking red person, okay?
That's how I get you back for all these lives where you go in on me. I put you in my videos as an Asian.
Man, he had me as the devil, bro.
That was one time.
So it was fat and red. Like I was like, oh, and then you be sending me the link. Like I want to sit there.
It was funny.
And watch myself.
Yes, you knew that
I was
funny.
so happy when he ain't make me the Oompa Loompa. Y'all just don't know, bro.
I made myself the Oompa Loompa.
I was sitting there like, please don't let me be the Oompa Loompa. Please don't let me do it.
I thought about it though. I did.
I know you did.
I'm sure make her there too, but I ain't gonna do it because she's gonna be like, why you make me the short person?
I would
You
have
know, I'm
texted you
straight
quick.
on.
As soon as that Oompa Loompa came up on the I would have texted you. Did not make me the mother to do.
I know I wasn't
Look,
ready for
here
all
go the
that.
other one. Look, everyone, you guys, we gonna have to sit up here and we gonna have to freaking.
You look like a helified Asian on them.
I'm gonna have to daggone protest this.
Man, this shit is comedy. I love
I'm
it. I'm
gonna,
gonna keep him going until the day I pass away. They be like, man, he made another one. He made another one. He paid for
he
a
gonna try.
subscription for a whole other year.
He gonna probably try to make one when he after he passed away. He gonna make me one the Asian. Then
It's gonna be on
he gonna
reserve. I'm gonna get
be
my
like
wife
this
to code and be
mother.
like, just go ahead and drop that video. Just go ahead and drop it. If I pass away, drop this video. I'm
That's
gonna be like
sad.
Tupac. I'm gonna have videos lined up. They'll be like, man, he got all these videos saved up. He was just waiting. One day you
That's
gotta go.
horrible. And then the hurtful part is that he be having me as the front page. Like you can't even like scroll
Look, hold
past
up.
it fast. 'Cause that
To
joint
be
be in the
real with
front.
you, that has nothing to do with me. I just uploaded it and they made you the front page. I'm on the phone. Now, if I was on the laptop, then I could change the thumbnail, but I'm not. I don't like doing all that all the time. So, whatever the thumbnail is, sometimes that's what they give you.
That's hurtful.
And apparently, you was more popular than everybody else on there. Apparently, I don't know why they made you the front page.
Nah, 'cause I be complaining. That's why. And they were like, oh, is
That's
that
what it
just
was.
girl? Oh yeah. Well, let's put her on the front.
You don't get it.
At
So,
least
is
I'm not on the
anything
front as
that
the
you want to
devil. 'Cause
say?
that was hurtful. I was like, why,
Is
why?
there anything you want to say before we go other than I put you in the Dub family videos wrong?
Y'all need to go ahead and protest them. Just protest them. You know what I'm saying? Just put a little comment in the little comment section saying you ain't had to
When
do
you
that,
say
just
2021, they throw you under the bus. Forget putting them in the dirt. They throw you under the bus.
and I'm big.
2021.
I shouldn't even be able to fit under the bus like that for real.
Just
But
threw me under there like.
for some
All
reason,
right.
I just get squishy and I just go right up on under there.
All right. Well, y'all stay tuned. We're gonna come with some more stuff later on in life. But for right now, nobody else got nothing else to say. We'll go ahead and close this down.
Say I love y'all,
Um,
man. Thanks for having me, man. I love y'all, man.
no,
I'll be here with y'all every week and shit. And then we go live.
All right.
Much love
oh
to y'all.
me,
Hey, I'm just remember reach out to me now. I'm just we gotta have a talk.
Okay.
got
All
you,
right,
bro.
guys. Y'all have a blessed one. I have to do this to him because he does this to me on all of my on every Friday night video. So.
What? Oh, she jumped off.
She got me. She got me. Oh no, she got me. Okay. I see how we doing this. I see how we doing it. Okay. Yeah.
She's pretty much
Yeah.
she's pretty much saying that you jump off half the time.
Man, that's how I do it. That's my trademark. As soon as I hit that outro, I'll be out. She be like, he done already dipped off. Yeah, I did. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and hit that outro and dip up out, bro. But next time we crank it up, bro, just swing on through, my nigga.
Oh no, 420.
Oh, me. Alright, man, well, we done with the show. We'll go ahead and hit you with the outro. And remember, hold on. Somebody in the comments, I know I thought it was sis. I was saying that she had to say some smart shit. Anyway, man, let me drink this beer for y'all, man. Drink this beer for y'all. I would hit this J, man. This motherfucker ain't lit. It's a whole lot of wind around this motherfucker. It ain't gonna work. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and sign out. And remember, if you ain't getting knowledge, you ain't getting nothing. We do this